I'm addicted to success.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to your new favorite podcast, The Ain't Shit Show. Y'all know what it is. It's the home of booze, views, and unpopular opinions. I want to thank y'all for joining us for episode 60.
Yeah,
where you 60. At, B?
Damn. I'm just thinking like, damn, that's crazy. That's a long time. That's a lot of episodes.
Hey, yo, your face got mad stuck. You was just like,
I'm thinking like, damn. Is it 60? It is 60.
It is 60, man. Show 60. My name is Fresh, and the befuddled one is my man, the best man in all the podcast land, Mr. B Hill. Mr. B Hill, you heard me.
What up, dog?
Hey, we at 60, B. You seemed a little perplexed, man, but I get it.
Shit just came quick. You know what I mean?
Facts. Like when I was putting together the show and shit yesterday, I was like, wow, like 60.
Yeah, it's monumental.
60 is a big number, man. Like, let me see. Based on the number of weeks, we probably won't get to 100 this year, though. I don't know. I feel like we might got a party before 100, then.
I mean, we might. Shit. I mean, it's 52 weeks in a year. How many we recorded?
That's true.
So,
hey, let me tell you what I was just thinking. Let me tell you where my mind was at when I said we probably won't have enough time. I'm thinking pay weeks. I was it's 26 weeks in the year.
Yeah, nah, nigga. we ain't even getting paid from the podcast, so you don't even gotta associate that shit with it.
Hey.
Not yet.
Listen, my whole life, right, exactly. Speaking into existence, manifest that destiny.
For shit deal.
I was just thinking like, it's crazy that my mind was just like in motherfucking pay weeks. And I feel like, yo, that's horrible too. Like, I don't want to be thinking about pay weeks. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I feel like life is kind of broken up into. Like,
yeah, that's for sure. Like when I was, my daddy used to say, like, he was like, man, if you can avoid it at all costs, like when you get old, you live, or when you get older, like when you grow up and shit, he was like, you live by your bill cycle, like you live by the 1st and the 15th. And he was like, that's really not a way to live. You know what I'm saying? Like, because like life goes by so quick because of the fact that you know what I mean, living on that whim. So
wise words. That's 100%.
But
like that's 100%
because I'm living by my mortgage and my goddamn ancillary bills on the second paycheck of the month type shit. So it is.
Yeah, it's just like, and I think that, over time, especially within the last couple of years, I've been really good at better. I don't want to say really good. I don't want to give myself that many props, but I've been a lot better with like saving money
for sure.
And doing like that. But I still get reckless where I want to. In some places I really shouldn't be. Like over like the past probably 6 or 7 weeks or whatever, like I done got mad random shoes and shit. Yeah. And some I'll be like mad cheap, like shit I can't turn down.
Yeah.
It's only been like a couple like full price deals. But I'm just like, I walked over to a side of my bed. I had some stuff over on the side of the bed. I've been gone. I've had family and time. I've just had a lot going on in the past week, the past few weeks actually. And I looked over there. I was like, yo, what is this pair of shoes over here? And it was a whole pair of shoes that I bought like a month ago that I didn't even know.
I had bought
that
some
was
on Amazon, and them shits, like, how sometimes you buy some shit on Amazon and that shit like a 4-week shipping time, you know what I mean? Like you buy some shit, like it was some Pumas and it was a crazy deal. Them shits was like $20.
Dog, them joints cost 4 weeks. That means you got them shits from China. You might got some Lumas.
Nah, them shits official tissue. But it just, them shits was nasty, and I had ordered them like mid-December, you know what I mean? I had completely forgot. So like I got to the crib, my wife was like, some shoes came for you. I'm like, some shoes? I'm like thinking like, what the fuck? I ain't bought no shoes. And then like I opened, I was like, oh shit, look at these motherfuckers. And so, I mean, but they would want but $20. I couldn't, like, they were like $22.
Yeah, like you can't pass on those
things. Pumas and shit, so they hard too. I wish they came with white laces though, cause they like royal blue, like the royal blue with the white bottom and the white check, but they got like the royal blue laces, which is whack. So like, I need the white lace.
I feel like part of our relationship is built on our undying love for sneakers, and I don't feel like on both ends, I don't feel like we've been sharing as much of our purchases.
I ain't really been buying. That's the last. My homegirl, shout out to my nigga Ryan. She bought me some shoes for my birthday. Like, it's my long time. I mean, for Christmas, just randomly, because she a sneaker freak, and I had sent her some shit on Nike, cause I follow mad sneaker shits, just cause I don't buy shit. I try my hardest not to buy no sneakers on sale, if I can help it at all. I mean, buy them for retail prices. There's so much shit on be on sale and shit. So I sent her some shit like, damn, these shit's dope. She was like, what size you wear? I was like 12. And then I was perplexed. And then she showed me a screenshot. She was like, Merry Christmas. I was like, fuck, thank you. And some 97s and shit. And I really don't even like them as much as I really thought I did once I got them.
Oh, word.
Yeah,
you got some 97?
They dope. But
you need to show me. I want to see the Pumas you got too, because I've gotten some. I got the Pumas, the RX-8 joints, the primary color joints. You know them joints. That's been popping.
The new shits.
Yeah,
them shits
I love them shits. Them shits give you the bulkiness of the designer sneaker, but not too bulky where that shit look weird.
Yeah. I seen Nipsey had some shit on his Instagram, some new Puma shit, cause he signed the Puma.
I didn't even know that.
He got he had some shits they were like that, but they had Champion on the shit on the toe or something. Them shits was crazy. All I could see was the toe, but I could tell they were kind of that same. You know what I mean? Make and model type shit.
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah, make and model.
Hell yeah, it was a fucking.
Now Puma is getting lit out here.
Yeah, Puma. Hey,
I don't know if they got some new designers. Yep, true. I don't know if they got new designers or whatever. Yeah, because I follow Emery too on Instagram, and Emery always got some shit. I follow Emery for Puma, and I follow the nigga Wex for Adidas. He a designer or something. He integral to Adidas. He a top person at Adidas, but he always be showing exclusive shit on there, and I just be damn, because the joints I'm talking about, the RXX Puma joints, Emery had them joints on his page, but they were a little bit different. They had the mixtape or the cassette. It had the A side and the B side in the back of the shoe.
I think that's the 1990. Bro had on. I think that's what they were.
Those was lit. Meek Mill had them joints on too.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. So they all. Yeah. So I think that was. I don't follow Emery, but I need to.
So when I saw the joints came out, because those joints is some exclusive joints. You got to be somebody in order to get them shits.
Yeah.
And the joints that released was a general release type shit, the closest you gonna get to them shits. So until that's another reason we got to get our podcasting fame up, so we can get free shit.
Hell yeah.
I would do it for the free shit.
Hell yeah, nigga. What? Hell yeah, nigga. What? Hell yeah. I'm a whore, nigga. I'm a sneaker whore. You can act, nigga. I got them stand on the corner for some shit. Bojangle for your ass. That'd be one of them little blow up air things that be trying to sell at the car dealership.
You'll be flipping the Liberty Mutual sign for some
sneakers.
Yeah,
I seen one nigga. Hell yeah, this fat motherfucker was nasty. He was goddamn throwing that shit between his legs, all type of shit. I was like, yeah, I do that for some sneakers. Nigga be like, yeah, I got a whole truckload of sneakers for you if you do all this weird shit. Motherfucker flipping the hell out of that goddamn sign.
Hey, nah, that's crazy. So let me give you a little bit of background about me and B Hill, right? Me and B Hill, y'all already know. We talk about this all the time. We've been friends for 20 years. No lie.
Friends. So,
and we love fucking sneakers.
Factory. That's killer, man.
We love fucking sneakers. So at least 10 years ago, we've been having this conversation for at least 10 years. Where we're just yo, dog, bro, you think we ever gonna grow out this shit?
Nah.
We ever gonna, yeah, I mean, and then we had an older dude that we used to work with, not so much older, but he was older than us. You know what I'm saying?
He was on my Marv.
Yeah, I don't like to shout out people's names like that, but
it's Mad Marv.
That's Mad Marv.
It's not even his full name, but yeah.
But yeah, Marv.
Shout out to Marv.
We used to hear, I used to hear him yo. He was a mad sneakerhead too. He had us about I don't know, Marv got us about maybe, well, me personally, he probably
I think Marv had 42, 43, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was like, yo, like this nigga used to talk about sneakers with us.
Yep.
Like we used to be in fucking group chats and shit at work talking about sneakers and shit. And we used to like, damn, Marvin, like you don't provide us no hope and shit. Like we thinking we gonna grow out that shit. Like we ain't gonna never grow out that shit. But now that I'm older, I'm just like, and I see like people that are children of hip hop that are way older than I am. Some of them motherfucking 50, 55, you know what I mean? Like, and they still fresh to death, so I don't feel as bad.
Yeah, no, I'm never not gonna be wearing sneakers and shit. Like, I just can't. Like, I just can't, man. Like, I'm not, like, you know, shoes and shit is cool. Like, it's some dope shoes, like shoes, obviously, but like, I just don't feel comfortable in that shit. Like, I won't raise that way. You know what I mean? Like, my daddy and them dress like that, and I don't dress like that. You know what I mean? Obviously,
but they grew up in a different time,
exactly.
too, you know
like,
what I'm
them
saying?
niggas used to go to the club and got them, like, they best, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like Stacey Adams and shit.
Yeah, like, my daddy be, like, his chill gear is, like, khakis in a sweater type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just be cooling like that. Like, he'll wear a sweatsuit or some shit, but normally, like, he just chilling. Like, his downwear is just some old fly nigga shit. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, it's just different levels, but, like, I'm gonna be like wearing sneakers and wearing polo and wearing, you know what I mean, dope shit for the rest of my life. Like, I'm pretty
facts, like dope shit, like Fab and shit.
Yeah,
I mean,
like
it
don't
don't
be
really
like that.
matter.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it might
Fab.
change. It's gonna change, obviously, like to the times, but not like to the times. You know what I'm saying? Like,
facts.
It's gonna alter it to the point where like I don't look like the old nigga, but I ain't looking like a little kid. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you don't look like you got purple dreads and all that shit. Yeah.
Mad
I
nose
feel like
piercings and shit.
I feel like our parents, they grew up in their time which hip hop wasn't as prevalent. Cause they definitely transitioned into hip hop, but that's probably not what they listened to like in their teenage years and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
My mom and dad them niggas don't listen to that shit now.
Yeah. And it's funny for me, like, seeing my parents over the years. Like, I remember like growing up and my mom and dad was really like, you know, that old school. Like, I've seen pictures of my mom and dad or other people, period, where they looked older then than they look now. You know what I mean? Like they used to wear like professional clothes. And my dad, he was a suit guy, like suited up, fresh type. You know what I mean? My mom, she dressed kind of like the same, you know what I'm saying? That style or whatever. But then at a certain point in time, like, my mom, like, if you follow me personally on Instagram at IamDCFresh, and I post a picture of my mom pretty much kind of dressed like me. You know what I mean? Like, all of us kind of dressed the same. Like, she be looking for the fresh sneakers. Now, her shit right now is kind of like Pumas, like the classic Pumas. Yeah. The suede junks. You know what I mean? Yeah. She real heavy on like that. Like, her style is, she'll get like cheap ass sneakers, no name sneakers too. You know what I'm saying? Right. But she be wearing like sweatpants, jeans, you know what I'm saying? Like, her style is totally different, but it's appropriate, you know what I'm saying, for like her age and shit. But she ain't really into like the dress clothes or the professional clothes that she used to be in like back in the day. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's interesting. And my dad too, my dad's passed away, you know, rest in peace. Y'all done heard about that. But you know what I'm saying? He was dressing like that before he did. Like, the primary picture I remember of my dad, like in more recent years, was him in a fucking all Burberry outfit. Yeah. Like, it was like shorts, hat, shirt. Like, it was just like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just interesting to see like your parents evolve and shit like that. But you've been seeing people do like this 10-year challenge. Hell yeah. What you think about that shit?
I like it. I mean, that shit's cool. I didn't participate.
You post that shit?
Nah, I don't be really posting like talking about for real. But nah, I like that shit. Like, I mean, you know, like, just motherfuckers was like broke, and I mean, you could tell, like, you know what I mean, like the girls who had like work done and shit like that, and motherfuckers who got fat and shit like that. It's cool though. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just like a throwback Thursday. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. They say black people don't age; we just swell.
Yeah,
like it get fatter. Yeah. But the thing about it is, I can say it's a lot of people, probably including myself, that was bigger and got smaller. So shout out to us. You know what I mean? And you know, some people got surgeries and all that shit. But it's just very interesting to see with women, especially, what makeup and learning how to do your makeup will do. You know what I mean? Like you was looking crazy 10 years ago. Now you learn how to do your eyebrows, how to do your foundation, your highlights.
Them belts, shit, them big ass wide ass belts on all them girls' stomachs and shit.
Facts. Now they got like mad waist trainers. Like everything you see is a lie, people. Everything is a lie. Like filters. Everybody's doing something. I'm not saying them exist. I definitely would throw a good Snapchat filter on some shit. But it's just interesting, like seeing people from 10 years ago. And then there's people who have actually gotten worse.
Yeah.
For
it's highs
sure.
and lows with everything. For sure. Gotta take the good with the bad.
For sure. So, talking about the internet and shit like that. So imagine that you worked your whole life. You've been going to camps. You've been training. You've been working out. You've been playing football all your life just to win a national championship and make it to the White House to eat McDonald's.
Niggas got McDonald's and CTE. Ain't that a bitch?
Facts.
Like, nigga, I'm about to risk it all. I had 5 concussions on the way up this motherfucker, and you talking about some, and you gonna reward me with some cold ass fries. Like, nigga, do you know how, like, McDonald's fries don't age well? Like, them shits are not like the 10-year challenge. You know what I mean? Like, them shits got a 4 minute shelf life. You know what I mean? And
Facts.
Like,
no,
I
that
know
4
y'all niggas
minutes
ain't had
is
niggas
accurate
in the back
as
dropping
fuck.
fries. You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly. It's not like y'all brought McDonald's in house and
nigga,
chef up
McDonald's
this shit.
Won't dare. You know what I mean? Like, they got a hot lamp in the guy. I'm like, this nigga here is fucking nuts, bro.
For y'all who have been under a rock and don't know what we talking about, the 2018 college football champions, the Clemson Tigers, you know, when you win a championship or whatever, you get invited to the White House and shit like that. Most people have declined, or a lot of teams have declined, professional, college, etc., have declined because they don't fuck with Trump. And then you get a team that accepts that invitation, and fucking Trump feeds them the most cheapest, most unhealthiest food ever. Like, these niggas are in college. He's talking about it's probably their favorite foods. It's 300 burgers and many fries. Like,
it's all American. It's all American.
It's all American.
Bro, if you don't shut the fuck up, man.
Shut the fuck up. Like, yo.
He's crazy. He's funny as shit. Like, step aside from, like, the bullshit, but, like, he's really just pure entertainment. Like, this has been the most entertaining, be it positive or negative, that the presidency has ever had.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Like, it's
a show you turn into every day. Yeah,
every fucking day is something. Like,
I've never known a person so ridiculous. Just in general, like, forget him being the president. Like, just let him be somebody that you know.
Right.
How can you find ways to be more ridiculous than the day before?
Nigga.
That's the art. That's a skill.
The nigga fucking Elizabeth Warren, when she, like, declared her for running for presidency or whatever, like, she put a little video up and shit, and she was talking to her husband, and she was like, hey, like, her husband walked around. She was like, hey, thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting me. And this nigga tweets, you're going to thank your husband for being there? Don't y'all live together? Question mark. I'm like, yo, this nigga is crazy, man. That shit was funny as hell.
He tweeted that there were first of all, in his little speech, in the introduction of this cold ass fast food buffet that's supposed to have pizza, McDonald's, Wendy's, and Burger King. But he said that there were 300 burgers. Then in his tweet, he said there was 1,000 hamburgers spelled all wrong. Like, I don't know what he was saying. I don't think he spell check. I don't think he do none of that. I know the White House don't have no control over what the fuck he tweet.
He was walking and tweeting or something.
I think he might be partially illiterate for real. He might be on his R. Kelly for real, like, with the illiteracy and shit like that. But then you said the shit was 1,000, and then you said they ate all of them. So, you know, motherfuckers, listen, with the Trump administration, he has got more people jobs or amateur jobs as fact checkers than any fucking president ever. So niggas like, so you try to tell me these niggas ate 16 burgers a piece? Like they were all gone. He said they were all gone. You said it was 300. Now you saying it was over 1,000.
The team is only 53 players on a football team. And it's probably like a staff of 20. Like,
yeah, like they ate that many, dog. Like, but that just goes like, one, you can't spell. It was so funny because Burger King was like, due to the large order of hamburgers spelt wrong. There's like, due to the large order of hamburgers today we're only selling hamburgers spelled the right way. Yo, shout out to all of these corporate social media accounts that is getting these like black Twitter people to tweet for them. We appreciate the employment. I just know that white tweeters are not as sassy and
yeah, they just like rosy and shit. They like tweet about flowers and dogs.
Right.
White folks love cats and dogs and like taking pictures of them and shit.
Bro, like I get so tired of hearing about my coworker cats. That's the thing about code switching and going to work and shit. Like I be exhausted coming home, like, cause I gotta play. You know what I mean? I can't just be the
like white folks so trill. They got pictures of their dogs and cats on their desk, like they like a for show.
Bro, this lady got 14 dogs and 5 cats, and then home.
Be trying to bring shit to the potluck.
Right.
If you don't get the fuck out of here with all the
like, if you don't take fecal matter. This green bean casserole and cat hair out of here.
Yeah, man.
First of all, we don't like the green bean casserole, and we definitely don't like it with fur, my nigga.
Yeah, you fucking get out of all this dander. Man, listen, dander on top of that shit. Fuck out of here.
Black, white, whoever, you kiss your dog, I can't fuck with you. If you kiss your pet in the mouth, I can't. If you kiss your pet, I can't fuck with you. I don't care where you kiss your pet. If you all snuggling with Snuffy in the motherfucking mouth, y'all putting noses and mouths on each other. I don't like people who let their dogs in their bed. I would not. Yeah,
that's weird.
I only fuck with one person that let their dog in their bed, and that dog grew on me, but I was like, you still gotta get out this fucking bed. And it was a little ass fucking dog. It was a little dog. But like, nah, like in general, but I can't deal with that. You got friends that kiss their dogs in the mouth and shit?
Not that I know of. I don't really got friends that got dogs like talking about. Like I got a couple of homeboys that got dogs, but shit, people don't really have pets and shit. My mom used to have a dog, but he died and shit. So yeah.
Damn, rest in peace. That dog and shit. Hey, Trump said he gave like this statement that kind of didn't have an end to it. He was like, he served that because of the government shutdown. I didn't get the correlation.
He said he served it because he didn't have any chefs in the kitchen to whip up his vittles.
He said that?
Yeah, it was like because of the government shutdown, there's no chefs in the kitchen. He didn't say whip up vittles and shit. No.
Yeah, I didn't hear there was no chefs in the kitchen type thing.
There was no chefs in the kitchen.
You know what? Fuck all that. Because I don't care if it was no chefs in the kitchen. There was a million other places you could have ordered from that does catering.
They definitely had Applebee's and they definitely got Applebee's in fucking DC. Got Fridays. He could have got that from like Northern Virginia.
Chris, I just won a fucking national championship. But you know what? At the end of the day, y'all should have declined that shit like everybody else. Sure. But we talking about South Carolina. And you know that's MAGA country.
For sure.
So I know they wasn't going to turn that shit down. One of my people said that Trump, the coaches probably sent an email prior to the visit was like, and you niggas can't decline.
Right.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like you work all your life to get some McDonald's. And as a college student, I know like shit, that's the shit you eating all the time that you fucking tired of. Like that shit was crazy.
Nigga, it was like not 10 inches of fucking snow in DC too. Like nigga, I ain't finna come from South Carolina, all that shit.
He could at least got Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, nigga, you could have got any fucking thing, my nigga. Like you could have got that shit is crazy.
What would be worthy of a championship for you? Like you won this championship. I'm going to the White House with another president. What is the one thing you just like, oh, they should have for us because we deserve?
I mean, just some fucking chicken breast. I mean, like
you like also on a basic level, some fucking chicken breast.
Yeah, just put a sauce on that motherfucker or something, man. Like,
you know I'm gonna have
like, I don't want a lot. Like, I don't ask for a lot, but like I don't want that shit. I want that shit to be cooked. You know what I'm saying? Or like something prepared. Like I don't want that shit to be like assembled. You know what I'm saying? Like, you assembling Big Macs and shit. Like, fuck out of here.
Hey, that was rude. I feel like that was rude. I feel like that was
rude,
disrespectful.
Man. Yeah, like, god damn, you don't give a fuck about niggas, man. And that's
or at least send them an email like, yo, coach, this was going down. I'm thinking about doing this. Y'all good? And of course, they probably was going to say, yeah, because it was the president and shit like that. They ain't going to want to be rude.
I'm straight. I'm good. I'm not going. Fuck out of here.
I'll be like, I'm staying here, especially the black players.
I wonder if I wonder if the whole team went, though.
It was a lot of black niggas there, and I felt like y'all should have declined, but whatever.
Yeah, I definitely would decline.
I 100% would have declined on that one.
I'm a chill. Did you got any? I mean, you from DC originally? We all know that. So, like, do you have any people affected by the shutdown?
Yeah, definitely. You know, like I said on the last podcast, like, it is at home, like probably. 50% of the people work for the government.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when I got my degrees and shit, I have a degree in political science and public administration. My thing was, hey, if all else fails, I'll go back home. I'm gold at home with these degrees. You know what I'm saying? So at home, DC, that's their manufacturing plant. That's their, family business. Like, a lot of people work for the government in various roles and shit like that. So it is people definitely being affected by the shutdown. This is the longest government shutdown in history.
Yep.
And I think that it's just fucked up because I saw some shit where he was just like, I mean, you get a break, you come back relaxed.
Nigga, ain't nobody relaxed.
They will adjust.
That ain't no paid vacation, nigga.
He don't understand. Like, he don't understand. He's so far removed and he's so much of an imbecile and an asshole and a dictator and just a ridiculous human being that he does not understand how the average human being operates.
For sure.
Like, I can have all the money in the world, but if I'm still not getting paid, that's a problem.
Yeah.
And you hear about the shit with TSA and shit. A dude got a gun on the plane, got gone through. Yeah.
They're trying to say it won't due to the shutdown. I'll be damned.
Oh yeah. Because listen, I don't know if you remember and I definitely know that you were there at the time. I remember our old job, the call center we met at. I remember they was having some fucking financial problems and they was telling us on the day we was supposed to get paid that we was not getting paid. And I told the team lead and shit, I was just like, look, I said, if you ain't paying me, like, I ain't working. You know what I mean? Like, it don't make sense to me. So, like, I left and shit. Like, I'm not working here. Like, I'm not working. But I remember, like, they had some shit going on and they paid us late. We was in college and shit. So I was in college. You was in high school.
Yeah.
But, you know what I'm saying? So we didn't have the grown up bills and shit that we have now. But I left like, nah, I'm out. And they eventually gave us like a cash payment to kind of like hold us over. Like, this is a bonus. Like, take this. Like, if you was part-time, you got a certain amount. If you was full-time, you got a certain amount. It was like cash in the envelope, like untaxed cash they gave us. You don't remember that shit?
Hell no.
I remember that shit. They gave us that shit. Probably.
I was.
They gave us that shit in the envelope. It was just like give us a couple more days type shit. You know what I'm saying? But they tried to threaten us at first. Like, nigga, I know my rights. First of all, if I'm not getting paid, ain't no need for me to show up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
it's
just simple.
I'm looking
that.
at a tweet D.L. Hughley said. It was like, a judge ruled federal employees can be forced to work for free. Forced to work for free? ? Forced to work for free. Where have I heard that before?
Right.
Sounds like slavery to me.
What? All roads lead to slavery.
All roads lead to goddamn slavery. These motherfuckers have signed a bill to make niggas work for free.
Yeah, that's slavery.
That's
people.
Slavery. You better come to work and we ain't paying your ass shit.
Right.
See you tomorrow, nigga.
Exactly. Pick this cotton and go on about your fucking business. And
it better weigh 15 pounds. Not a pound less, pound short, nigga.
Exactly. I think it's crazy that they forcing people to work. Just period.
It's like, and then you end up rocking a hard place because, like, if you don't want to not work and then they fire you, like, for not working, and then once the shit finally, the shit starts running again, you really short. You know what I'm saying? Like, you double fuck.
Facts. Yeah. Yeah, I still kind of wanted to work for the government, and the only reason I wanted to work for the federal government is so that because I got a rack of fucking student loans and shit that I pay on every fucking month.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, your bills don't give a fuck that the government is shut down. Shout out to all of the agencies and companies and different entities that's trying to accommodate those individuals who is being impacted by the government shutdown. So shout out to y'all for making concessions for those people, because you have a small hand, orange faced president that, is just having a tantrum because he wants a fucking wall that we're just going to have to tear down in 2020.
Yeah.
But shout out to them because it's people out here that's saying if you work for the government, we'll hold off on, your rent payment or whatever payments as long as you can verify that you work for the government.
That shit fucked up too, cause shit, like at the end of the day, like I'm thinking like if you owe me rent, like shit, nigga, I need mine. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's the same way.
Yeah, it's like a trickle up effect now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that shit crazy.
Yeah, no, that's true. But hold your head. Everybody
hold your head.
Impacted by unfortunately, I'm saying that's kind of all we can give at this point in time. But I feel like for all of y'all who voted for Trump, because it's not just Democrats or people who voted for Hillary being impacted by this. For all of y'all who voted for Trump that work for the government, I hope y'all seeing the error of y'all ways.
I hope this shouldn't have been the tipping point, but if it is, he's stupid anyway. But right,
yeah,
it's a long laundry list of fucking events that have taken place to make you be like, ah, damn. But
yeah, I commented on, I think that post that D.L. Hughley posted about Trump and the burgers and shit like that. And I was like, yo, they should have declined. That's what they get. They should have declined. And then, somebody, tagged me and was just like, oh yeah, and be ignorant and disrespectful like other people.
What?
I always look at the profile when somebody tagged me in some shit. And it of course it's somebody with a private page. It just shows like some biceps and shit or some white man or shit like that. And I'm just like, yo, y'all stay voting outside of y'all best interest in the effort to keep perceived privilege in place.
For sure.
Like that shit crazy. Cause I don't care who you are, like you either know somebody that's impacted or you should at least be sympathetic to those who are impacted by this government shutdown, along with the 15,000 other things that Trump has done wrong that impact a lot of people. But like, where's your heart? Like, don't vote against your best interest for the sake of maintaining some type of power or not becoming a minority.
Spite your face, man.
Facts. And with that being said, let's get into Brown and Proud. Brown and Proud today, I want to shout out to 14-year-old Marseille Martin, also known as Diane from Blackish, who is set to become the youngest executive producer in Hollywood history for her new films starring herself and Regina Hall called Little.
Yeah.
It looks pretty dope.
Yeah.
Marseille had the idea for the film when she was 10 years old after falling in love with Tom Hanks' Big. You remember Big and shit?
Great movie.
Dope movie. Great movie. She ended up pitching the idea to Blackish producer Kenya Barris when she was only 10 years old, and the movie comes out April 12th. It looks super dope. If I feel like this is a movie I want to support just because it looked like it's funny.
Yeah.
And it has Issa Rae in it. Shout out to Issa Rae. She's one of my faves. But it's basically like a reverse of Big, where instead of you becoming big, you become little, and it's black. So definitely, if I'm home for whatever reason, I'll definitely take my nieces. If I'm not home, I still feel like it seems funny enough with Issa Rae and Regina Hall that I would still want to see it.
Yeah.
What you think about that movie?
Oh yeah, I'm fucking with that. I fuck with that. I like all the people in there, so.
Facts. Like, it's like no way, like, it's no way that this can be a dud.
Yeah,
with fucking Diane, fucking Regina Hall, who's great, and fucking Issa Rae, who's fucking great.
Right.
Like, that's dope. That's dope. Shout out to Marsai Martin, man.
Indeed.
And hey, you can't let a fucking 10-year-old outdo you in these streets. It's nothing that you can't do, man. For real.
That shit crazy. Shout out to her.
Shout out to her, and shout out to one of my all-time faves, Missy Misdemeanor Elliott, for being inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame.
Put out some new music, Missy, if you're hearing this shit. God damn.
Yeah.
Like, you been teasing niggas with your Instagram. She has some fire on her Instagram.
Facts. Missy, we need that. We need that heat. Missy will be the first female hip-hop artist ever to receive this honor.
She's the greatest. I want to say.
She's
probably the greatest, like, female musician.
Entertainer. Yeah.
Because
she produces, she raps, right, she sings,
all that
she
shit.
has visuals.
Yeah. Missy,
Virginia, you should definitely have a statue for Missy.
For sure.
You should definitely have a statue for Missy. This makes Missy the third
with
rapper.
The finger waves on that shit.
Missy's the third rapper, quote unquote, on the word rapper, to be honored by the Hall of Fame. And that was Jay-Z was the first in 2017, and Jermaine Dupri was last year.
Yep.
I don't know if I would necessarily put Jermaine Dupri as a rapper, but definitely a hip hop artist. That's dope.
I mean, he came from hip hop, so yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But I wouldn't say he's a rapper. I would definitely say he's a hip hop artist.
But he came as just a right. I think, I don't know I don't know. But yeah, I mean, he's from hip hop, so it's still, he's still
a child of hip hop.
For sure.
But it wasn't the term hip hop, it was the term rapper that I was air quoting. You know what I mean? But yeah, like, I think that's super dope. I think it's, it still amazes me that niggas is still the first of some shit in 2019.
I said that like shit several podcasts ago, but it's amazing that like in 2019 and 18, like we're still first for black people to be doing some shit. We've been here for fucking 600 years. That shit crazy.
Like we've been here like forever, and we are the culture. I'm not just saying that because we're black. I'm just saying that because it's the truth. Yeah. Like, we are the culture. Look at your faves. Any of your white faves have tried to come on our side. Yep. Either that by the way that they look, by the way that they dress, by their vernacular, by something. Give me any white artist and I will tell you how they've tried to appropriate hip hop culture in a way. Anybody, I take on the challenge. Let me know, and I will tell you. And it could be just that they like black pussy. Like it could be, like, you know what I'm saying. People get their sauce from everywhere. You know what I'm saying. But we are the culture, and that's fine. We're willing to share our culture. Just give us our props.
Yo,
you know what I'm saying.
Sure.
Like they did the 10-year challenge, and they showed fucking Kylie Jenner 10 years ago and Kylie Jenner now.
That shit crazy.
That shit is crazy.
That shit, she looks like she's totally unidentifiable. Like if you would have been like
unidentifiable.
Like she bad, like she bad as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like facially. You know what I'm saying? Just like
she's a manufactured
like that
bad
motherfucker
bitch.
Is like
she got lips, nose, cheeks,
she looks
eyes.
Completely
like it's
different.
not a spot untouched on her face.
She looks completely fucking different. That shit is crazy, man.
Dog,
like she was a homely little girl, you know what I mean? Like she was unattractive and like, and it's not
thin
that
lips,
way now. Yeah, like
wide face,
no lip. She ain't had no top lip, like none.
Yeah,
like,
she had nothing. That shit looked like a fucking underscore.
Yeah,
like her shit looked crazy.
Which was an email address. Yeah,
right. Motherfucking face looked like the regular yellow emoji, round jump.
Shit,
like she was hit up.
Yeah, she
but
won't find
I think that shout out to all the Kardashians. She got $1 billion. Yeah. Shout out to all the Kardashians for reproducing with black men to get their gene pool up. Because all of those babies are pretty cute.
Yeah.
All those babies are pretty cute.
Well, I mean, they're all pretty, but Courtney ain't got black kids.
What you mean Courtney don't have a black kid? Oh, yeah, true.
Yes.
Courtney
don't have black kids.
I be forgetting about Courtney.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Courtney was one of the few who didn't change her face in a major way. I don't know if she's had any surgery. Well, I guess
she had some surgery. If you look back at them old pictures, she had not.
Yeah, you think she had some?
Yeah, like if you look at old pictures,
probably not as much though.
Yeah, she was the fine one. You know what I'm saying? Like she was always the prettiest one. Her and
I never thought she was the prettiest one.
I did.
I never thought she was the prettiest one, but if we're saying original face, she has more of her original face than the others, which then in turn makes her the prettier one to me because she's like 80% natural versus the 10% natural. The other ones
had all the work done. She was still pretty. You know what I'm saying? To me, anyway.
I don't know. I feel you on your opinion.
Kendall was pretty too. Kendall was always fun.
But Kendall has started getting shit done too.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Like slowly but surely.
Like she was by far the prettiest out of all of them. You know what I mean? Like
she was the one that was gonna grow naturally into the prettiest one. I 100% see why Kylie did what she did.
Oh yeah.
I see why Chloe did what she did because Chloe looked like Herman Munster. Chloe and Kylie were the most unattractive Kardashians in my opinion.
I agree.
And then Chloe got a total overhaul, but she still looks like Caitlyn on the low. Like, even though that's not her, like Chloe still gives me like man vibes. Like, and that might be because her father is OJ or some, or that other dude that they're alleging is her father. That's like a big lurch looking type dude too. Like, I don't know, but I think, Chloe's getting to the point where she's kind of going too far as well. Yeah. And,
it's an addiction, all like tattoos.
Yeah, I agree.
Alterations.
I see like pictures of like Kim like posting herself and her body looks like a doll. Like the shit doesn't look human. It doesn't look attractive to me. Like it looks weird. It's
crazy because sometimes she be looking fine as shit and then sometimes she just be looking crazy. Like she be looking like dead in the eyes type shit. Like
she's always looked dead in the eyes.
Yeah.
And I feel like
Emily B looked dead in the eyes too.
Emily B's probably just a battered fucking woman who has lost all of her sense of self.
She always looked like that though. Like she always look like she ain't, like her eyes always look like she's an attractive girl for a certain way, but like it's just her eyes. Like them shit's just is like creepy as fuck to me. I don't know.
Yeah, Kim Kardashian always looked like she didn't have a soul.
Mm-hmm. Same with Emily. That's how I feel like Emily.
And Emily, to me, just be looking like, help me. And that could be biased because I know what's going on now. Mm. But you know who else you don't like? You don't like DJ Envy wife.
Yeah, she looks
I think you got to think against certain light-skinned women.
Yeah, she's just, I don't know, like she's not an ugly girl. She just is like, she like a vampire. Like she's super pale and shit. And like she just, I don't know. She don't do it for me. She's scary looking. She like scares the shit out of me.
Oh man.
She be fresh though.
She do. If the Envy family does not do anything else, they're definitely fresh.
For sure.
They're definitely a fresh family. Envy, Envy does his thing. Envy is funny to me. Envy is not interesting to me at all, but I know that's your man's. I know that's your man, but Envy just not interesting to me. I don't know. It's just something about Envy. He just, blah. I don't know. He don't do it for me. But speaking on these celebrities, you ready to get into this litter shit?
Yeah, 45 minutes in, we ain't been talking about shit.
Hey, we've been talking about the things that need to be talked about.
I want to shout out to James Harden for all my sports niggas out there, all my niggas that listen to the podcast. That nigga had 56, and last night he just broke Kobe's record for like 16 or 17 consecutive games with 30 plus points or more. And that shit is remarkable. And the nigga like capped it off last night with 56 points. He had 36 points in the fucking first half. For anybody that's ever played basketball in their life, they know how amazing a feat that is, especially in the NBA. So I just want to shout out that man.
Why is James Harden never mentioned in the conversations?
Well, he was the MVP last year, so.
No, I'm just saying when people talk about great players, I never hear James Harden name. I'm asking you because you definitely into it more than me.
Like he's definitely mentioned. Like he's been
I never
killing
hear
shit
his name
for
in the
like
greats.
He was MVP last year, and then he was second place the year before that for the running and shit. Like James Harden definitely gets honor, like super mention because he a bucket. You know what I mean? Like that nigga go like. Niggas just be kind of trying to front on him because he ain't got no championship and shit, but there's plenty of niggas that ain't got no championship. Okay. You know what I mean? Like, There's plenty of niggas that, like, you think about the age of when we grew up, like, if that was the case, you wouldn't mention Charles Barkley, Reggie Miller, fucking, you know what I mean? Niggas just ran into Steph Curry and goddamn LeBron James. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was pretty hard, insurmountable task to beat them niggas and shit. So, like, you're fucking, which are comparable to your Jordans and shit, like, in the Bulls. So, you know what I mean? It's just like these mega teams that you just could not, like, overcome. So, I don't know, but that nigga's a beast, man. I fuck with that nigga. Like, niggas don't like him because he get fouled and shit, and he left-handed, and like it's just his method of play. I think that people like don't necessarily respect as much as say Bron or Curry or KD. But I mean, it's just a different type of basketball. Like, the nigga just, I don't know, that nigga nice though. So shout out to that nigga for being able to break them records.
Shout out to James Harden, man. Shout out to James
17
Harden.
Consecutive games with 30+ points is fucking crazy.
That's what's up.
And he's had multiple 50-point games
Shout out
this year.
to James Harden beard for saving his face.
Oh shit.
That nigga ugly as fuck. That beard put him on. Shout out to Beard Gang. Been saving niggas for a while now. Yeah. Shout out to that. Hey B, why you don't grow your beard out?
I'm straight.
Huh? Why you don't grow your beard out?
I'm
you
cool.
Straight?
Yep.
Is it that you don't like it or you?
Oh, I don't like that shit. Like, I like to keep it. Like, if I grow my shit out too long, because like if I could afford to get a haircut every 2-3 days, then yeah, because I like to keep my shit neat and all that. But like, come Friday,
you don't do your shit yourself? You can't just shave your shit with a razor and shit?
Nope.
Oh shit.
I'm good.
Oh, all right. I always assume things. Like bald niggas just fucking put a bunch of shit on their hair and shave it.
I mean, some niggas do. I just don't. I pay for
you
convenience.
Probably get your eyebrow on this shit.
Yeah, I'm straight on that too. But I just pay for convenience. Certain things you can just pay for. So
I feel you on that 1,000%.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Because I could change my own oil, but I don't do that shit either.
Well, I can't, but even if I could, I probably wouldn't. I ain't gonna lie, because I don't even wash my own car. I ain't trying to do no manual labor that I can afford.
Yeah, for sure.
Facts. That's why I can't have kids unless I can afford nannies and shit. But we're gonna get into Little Shit. Little Shit is our pop culture segment where we talk about the shit on your timeline. B, what are you indulging in? What is your vice for this show?
Today I'm drinking a little Blue Moon Winter Wheat. I fell off the wagon. I was trying not to drink.
Yeah, you were trying not to drink. Back. That lasted a week.
Yeah,
I feel you on that. Blue Moon, you got the orange in it?
Nah, I ain't got no orange. I actually have some oranges. I just didn't. But this is like the Winter Wheat spiced Abbey Ale. It's pretty good.
Hey, you know B Hill is your beer guy. Yeah, he knows about the summer spicy ale shits. He know about all that shit.
Yeah.
I'm back on the I'm back on my regular smegula. I'm on the Jack and Ginger today. Shout out to my homie Tam, who's going on vacation, and she's been on the show, mental health therapist, and she's going on a trip, and she hit me today like, yo, I'm preparing for my vacation, but I started my vacation. You think I should drink Jack? Cause I put her on the Jack. We started drinking Jack and shit. I'm like, nigga, you asking me of all people? Hell yeah, turn up. Like, right. What do you mean? What do you mean? You off work, turn up. Ain't no time. That's the point of being grown. So you can make your rules. You make your own rules. Can't nobody tell you when to drink.
No rules, just right.
No rules. But put your cups in the air. And unfortunately, on the second week of the show in 2019, we still trying to get R. Kelly the fuck up out of here.
Sheesh. All right, this is our last time talking about R. Kelly. We gotta put a Kanye ban on that nigga. No more fucking R. Kelly.
We gotta put a Kanye ban on it. I mean, I feel like this R. Kelly shit is, unfortunately, like, unlike Kanye publicity is for Kanye. My R. Kelly narrative for right now is basically to support the victims and to get R. Kelly the fuck up out of here. But surviving the aftermath of the Surviving R. Kelly docuseries. You know, we talked about the docuseries last week, and it's just been things that have come from that has sparked discussions, etc. Just wanted to kind of go over that and see what's going on. So one of the things that happened, there was an arrest warrant issued for R. Kelly's former manager, James Mason. Mason was accused of threatening to kill Jocelyn Savage's father. And Jocelyn Savage, I don't remember, that was one of the women that R. Kelly still has. And she's, according to what the doc alluded to, she's probably kind of like the ringleader of the women at this point in time. R. Kelly always has somebody who's there to train the other women. But I think it's crazy that now individuals are getting arrested, or warrants for their arrest have gone out for various things. And I heard that recently R. Kelly is only worth $1 million. My question to you is, do you think people are going to be loyal to R. Kelly still like they have? Cause this is basically a ring of pedophiles and human trafficking.
All that shit goes, all that shit, niggas, that shit falls like a house of cards, man.
When the money goes, the loyalty.
Yeah, that shit is like Jenga.
Yeah, facts. That is perfect. You know That's a perfect analogy. Yeah, I think niggas about to start cutting deals. Like, I feel like something is about to happen. I feel like something has to happen with this R. Kelly thing. Now, what they get him on might be different. You know what I'm saying? I definitely think that his money is being impacted because of they're pulling his music. His record company, RCA, has put a hold like on his music and shit like that. Even promoters in Chicago is turning down his shows and shit like that. And Chicago is his hometown. Like, eventually that impacts your pockets. Yeah. So if they don't get R. Kelly just on a financial thing, I think they're going to get R. Kelly on one of two things. They're going to do like when they investigate like mobsters and shit like that, and all they can get them on is like tax evasion to put them in jail. Yeah. I feel like it's either going to be something like that, or R. Kelly is going to pull a O.J. Simpson, where you got away with something, but then you're going to fuck yourself at the end, where you do something totally different and you're going to still end up getting locked up. What do you foresee, like, in your vision of what's going to happen? What do you think is going to happen eventually with R. Kelly?
I don't know, man. I mean, my ultimate goal, and I would hope that he gets arrested for something like related to this shit, and just has to do a lot of time. You know what I mean? I don't really know. That's just my hope, considering the travesties that he's committed and the heinous acts. You know what I mean? That I think are certainly punishable by law, even death. In my opinion, I don't see this warrants. This warrants. Facts. I mean, the same as capital punishment, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like, you may have not murdered anybody, but you fucking preyed upon children, which I think is equal in terms of responsibility and shit. So I think that's what he deserves.
I agree.
Me personally,
I agree with that. If I could see anything, it would be the same. It would be he would go to jail for a significant amount of time, or death. Like, I don't wish death on people, but there are certain people that's growing on my list that if you died, I don't think I wouldn't feel bad.
Yeah, I don't want to say I wish death on them, but I would, like, if it was, you know what I mean? Because I don't want to.
Because you fuck people's lives up. Yeah. You fuck so many people's lives up that they can't even function. Like, their life is like death. You know what I'm saying? Like, but sometimes I feel like death is too sweet of a punishment. Like, you need to live that. You need to live that horror that you put other people through. Yeah. Because I always say this, like, if you believe in God, you gotta believe in the devil.
For sure. And
everybody not sent here by God. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people are, products of the devil, and that's just how I feel. You know what I'm saying? After the doc, Lisa Van Allen, who was, one of the primary girls on the documentary, she's older now, but she was like one of the girls who, I think you described her as the thick, cute one. The thick, cute one. Yeah, that's her. She was on the Breakfast Club talking about her experience, and they asked her if R. Kelly was bisexual, in regards to the allegations that he turned the one young lady into a boy, painted a beard on her and all those type things. If R. Kelly was bisexual, she stated that, she has never seen R. Kelly with a man, but he does like to be penetrated. Do we think Kels is bi? And if do we think that there are boys?
So I don't put nothing past him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's the same thing I said, which crazy, because I'm just like, I feel like a person that's that fueled by sex would try anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, yo, is it maybe boys we don't know of that has been abused?
Right.
And I'm not even talking about like just on some sex shit. I'm just saying like that have been abused by R. Kelly as well as these women. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just crazy to be driven that much by your sexual drive that you willing to risk it all for it.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just, listen, y'all, trust no one is all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, don't be leaving your kids with people. Like, don't be having them sit on Santa's lap.
Yeah,
like,
don't play that shit.
You know what I mean? And I ain't trying to say y'all need to live in paranoia, but what I'm saying is, especially if there's smoke, there's fire. That's all I'm saying with any situation. And there are individuals out here. I sent B Hill a clip today where it was the I couldn't watch
the
whole
thing. I can't watch it, man. But that should be too much for me, man. Like,
bro, I look at my Instagram like most people when I wake up and shit.
Yep.
And it be some shit like I see and I just keep scrolling because I can't start my day off.
I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't end my day. I can't have lunch on my day. Like, I can't let that shit cloud me, man. That shit is too much other shit I got to deal with, and I can't deal with the pain and strife of other people's. Like some shit,
you can't put the whole world on your shoulders. Yeah. I feel you.
Yeah, that shit just be too much, man. It's like the imagery is just like just overwhelming. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the lady was talking about how her bishop or something in the church had been raping women, and then she found out that one of the ushers in the church, which is a little girl, which is the bishop's daughter, he had been raping her too, and she was crying and she was upset, and she posted this post or whatever, and I'm just like, God, you gotta be a sick person to rape women. You have to be a sicker person to rape children, and then you have to be the sickest person to rape your own child.
For sure.
That I can't wrap my head around that.
I don't even like touching my little girl down there when I give her the rag. She getting older now, so I be like, hey, wipe yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like when I give her baths and shit, like clean yourself. I don't be wanting to, you know what I'm saying? Like she know it too. She be like, it's weird. Like it's crazy the conversations that be having, but like that shit is. And
you don't want her to think. I mean, you're her dad, so you know what I mean. That's that. But you know what I'm saying? Like in my opinion, like I'm thinking about your thoughts. Like, you don't even want her feeling comfortable with a man just touching her there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's you or not. You know what I mean? Like,
she be telling
and that's extra precaution. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And I respect that. I respect that a lot because I feel a way like when, you know, like when men take baths and stuff with their daughters after a certain age. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't never did that shit.
Yeah, it just be a little weird to me. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I know that, you know, you're a parent, especially if you're a good parent, like you ain't thinking nothing ill of it.
Yeah, it's just weird.
It's just like, I don't want my child feeling like it's okay. Yeah. If my daddy don't do this, damn sure shouldn't no other man be doing this shit to me. Man, shout out to B for being a good dad.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Toughest job I've ever signed up for.
Hey, but it's probably the most rewarding, right?
Yeah. I guess it gets greater later. No, it's great. I'm just fucking with y'all. It's great. It's awesome.
That's funny as shit. A lot of people have been calling out Jay-Z for his work with R. Kelly. A clip of Nas from 2002 surfaced.
Niggas is ruining my fucking childhood, man. Let's just say that. Like my childhood is fucking being ruined. Like the internet has ruined my fucking childhood. Like it's made the gangster rappers soft.
It's unfortunate.
Like, it's just like everything. Is
the truth is unfortunate. Everything is smoke and mirrors.
It's just so fucking stupid. Like
you can't believe anything, and you don't know what to believe and what not to believe. Man. You know what I'm saying? Like, so an interview with Nas resurfaced, and in the interview with Nas with Wendy Williams, he talked about, and this was in 2002. This before him and Jay got back cool, and the, you know, height of the etherness and all of that. Where he talks about Jay and R. Kelly working together, and he said ain't no way Jay did 2 albums with R. Kelly and didn't see no 14-year-old girls coming to the studio. Damon Nick Cannon was on Nick's show, Cannon Class, and Nick kind of brought it up to Dame about working with R. Kelly. But also interesting was the allegations of Jay having a sexual relationship with Foxy Brown when she was only 15, 16 years old. First, we don't know. We're going on assumptions. That's what this podcast is. Do you think Hov saw anything with Kel? Like, this was a different time.
Nah, I don't think so, man. I would hope not. Like, I don't think so. I would hope not. I don't think so. I would just, I don't know, man. Just cause the nigga that I know that Hov is, that I don't know Hov, but just from what I think Hov is, I don't think he would.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, nah. I don't know what the demise came of. I think what they realized maybe was that nigga was just a super weirdo and they couldn't like coexist together. And Tata did whatever he had to do, but I don't think it was, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't think, I don't know. I can't tell you. I would hope not. I just put it like that.
Yeah. And you know, that's how I am with it right now. Like, I'm just like, please, Lord, let these allegations.
You a wild nigga to go and find a fucking interview from, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, that shit is just crazy. Like, this shit is all discoverable. Like, this shit is like
the past, the darkness comes to light.
That shit always
like in this age of the internet, of recordings, of being able to find shit. If you did anything, niggas is going to find it in 2019.
That shit's crazy,
Trust
man.
And believe. Ain't no way to hide.
Shit, no.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you will be outed in whatever your fuckery is. And then it's just up to your fan base if they want to still support you after your fuckery or not. Like, we was talking about your gangster rappers ain't gangster. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's true. Like, but then, like, do you like, okay, like, he put words well together, so I'm still going to support, or this nigga a co-fraud, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
is that what it is? Like,
I was listening to Van podcast. I don't know if it was last week or what. Yeah, Van Lathan podcast, and he was talking about Kanye and how he didn't listen to his most recent album, and the reason that he didn't listen to his most recent album is because it was like he listens to artists because of the feeling that comes along
Facts.
with it, right?
Yes.
So
yes.
He was like, I couldn't fuck. He was like, I listened to old Ye because I remember what that old Ye stood for. He was like, but I can't listen to this new Ye because of the feelings that are associated and the feelings that I get when I listen to it. And I was like, wow, that was a really like poignant point to make. And I was like, damn, that makes all the sense in the world because that's kind of how I feel. Like, I can listen to your old, but with R. Kelly, I can't because I know that Your Body's Calling Me is a fucking about a 15-year-old child or some shit. You know what I'm saying? But like, I guess like in terms of just normal artists that aren't as fucking loony as that man or once were, you know what I mean? Like, I can kind of disassociate from that regard. But yeah, it's just interesting times, man. Like, that shit is, I was just watching the Kevin Hart interview before we started recording shit I listened to it this morning, but I like to watch some of the interviews because, you know, it's a lot of shit they leave out and shit. And I was watching that shit and like, he was making some valid points. He was like, I just cannot continue. Like, he was like, my actions from this point on haven't like, they aren't the same of 10 years. Like, he was like, if I was habitually doing the same shit, then yes, cancel me. I deserve to be canceled. But like, I'm not going to continue to apologize and do X, Y, and Z because I can't. Like, he was like, I'm a comedian. Like, when I go into jokes, like, I find the jest and shit. Like, I don't find, like, it's not as deep as, you know, cause Charlamagne asked him about like the peeing, you know, like the peeing jokes and shit that Chappelle had. He was like, I guarantee you that Chappelle didn't think about like the little girl and all that. And he was like, and it may have been a disservice. You know what I'm saying? He should have. But like, when you find the comedy and things, you don't necessarily go as deep as people go into it. He was like, you're just finding the funny, see if it works. If it works, boom, let's ride. You know what I'm saying? Versus like the deep down, like the dig deeps and the unpacking of the whole situation. You know what I mean? Like, their job as comedians is just to find the jest and the humor and shit. So just interesting times, man. It's just interesting times.
I think we definitely have to give individuals a chance to evolve.
Yeah, for sure.
And if they have, and that was my whole thing with the Kevin Hart thing. Like, you know, like everybody, we were all dumber
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some of us are still dumb as fuck about the same shit, but some of us have evolved. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta judge a person with their actions now. And it depends on what it is, to be completely honest.
Right.
Like, you know, if you fucking used to molest children, I can't be like, oh, now you don't, so you cool. Like, it's just certain things. But in Kevin Hart's case or whatever, like, he was a part of a culture, which we all were, that made light of a lot of things. Now, the thing about it is, with the comedians, I feel like I'm with the comedians, and there is almost comedy in everything. Yeah. Because if you know a lot of your comedians are really dark people and have very dark lives, and they found their way to cope with their dark lives through finding the comedy in that. And just being black people, we can find comedy in anything.
Right.
We can be at a funeral and start laughing.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
I was just talking about that. That shit is funny, because my homegirl, Pops, died a couple years ago. Shout out to Carmen. Her dad died, and we were talking about that shit like, it was the funniest shit in the world. Like, the funeral was fucking hilarious. But it was the saddest fucking shit for her, because it's my nigga and her dad died. But she was like, she was on the front row with her people and shit, and was like, she wish she was back there with us so she could laugh and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah,
man. Like, that's what we do. Like, we've, as a people, we've come to this country in darkness.
Yeah.
So, literally, you know, we had to persevere. We had to laugh. We had to do all those things. With my own father's funeral, we look back and we laugh because the whole family went to the casino that night.
Right.
Like, after the funeral and shit. You know what I mean? And we was talking about jokes and shit from that. So just, we find a place to laugh, and shit. But the art to being a great comedian is knowing how to make that joke land and not sound tacky.
Right.
And not sound insensitive. Because there are a lot of sensitive subjects that all comedians tap on, and it's just kind of one of those things. Did you hit or did you miss with it? Now, if you miss with it, it might be big for you. But the thing with Kevin Hart, per se, and it's crazy because we didn't got on this whole Kevin Hart conversation. The thing with Kevin Hart, I feel like Kevin Hart's star is getting so big that if he continues to want that level of fame, where he's just like a world-renowned, known name, etc., unfortunately, he's going to be put in a higher, he's going to have a higher responsibility than a lot of comedians, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? And that's what comes with the money.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can definitely tell the jokes you want to tell and be Andrew Schultz. Yo, nigga. Or you can censor your comedy a little bit and be Kevin Hart. Now, I'm not saying it's a right or a wrong. It's just about your ambitions, your goals, and what you want. Because some people are totally fine with where they are in life. Not everybody wants to be a Kevin Hart, which is totally fine, because with more visibility becomes more responsibility. You know what I'm saying? So if Kevin Hart wants to continue with that rising star and being the comedian and the superstar that he's on this trajectory to be, then, you know, unfortunately, he's going to have to think a little bit more when he delivers his comedy. But that's the thing, like, the shit that they were digging up was 10 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, so that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so like, I mean, you can't, I don't think I think he's doing a great job at what he's doing.
No, I definitely think he's doing,
but you can't be held to, you can't keep somebody's feet to the fire for some shit 10 years ago if they've corrected their ways and the error of their ways, and they've apologized. Like, fuck that shit. I ain't talking about that shit.
I'm with you 1,000%. Like, I'm with you 1,000%. I just feel it's just such a
hypersensitive ass time. You know what I'm saying? And like, certain things deserve hypersensitivity, right? Like, like certain things that were done in the past were completely wrong and deserve to be eradicated and canceled from culture, but certain things don't. And then, like, I think it's what this world. But
that's based on your opinion. Anyone's opinion, not just saying yours, but that's based on your opinion of what's hypersensitive. You know what I'm saying? Because when we talking about this whole R. Kelly shit, it's still individuals out here that's saying, like, fuck y'all talking about? Like, it ain't that serious.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? But and to some of us, we like, what the fuck you mean? Like, this is the worst of the worst of the worst.
Was in the club on his birthday and motherfuckers was singing like a motherfucker, like, cameras up. Like, it's just so, like, the internet I've said this before, and I'll say it again to the end of me. The internet ruined the fucking world. You know what I mean? Like, it's just the accessibility.
It improved the world, and it ended the world.
It improved, like, it's like the gift and the curse. Like, the epitome of the gift and the curse. Like, knowledge is at your fingertips, but, like, it's just like, you know, like anything, any superpower that could be used for good or evil. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I don't know, man. It's just so much accessibility, right? Like, it's just, everything is accessible at the fingertips, like your thumbprint, literally. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just, I don't know, man. It's just, if the internet could be ruined or eradicated tomorrow, I would be okay, because I'm addicted to my shit and I can't fucking help it. And I try, like, I want to be able to just unplug and shit, but it's just, I mean, I do podcasts, so I need some, you know what I mean? Like, I gotta be in the know, but at the same time,
we need like, you, nigga.
It's just like, fuck, man. It's just like, damn, like, this shit got a hold on me. Like, and I genuinely, like, but at the same time, like, I look at a lot of sports. I look at a lot of funny shit. Like, you know what I mean? It's just so much. It's just like information.
I think the internet brings me joy and pain on a daily basis.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? And as much as I hate the internet, like I would never get rid of the internet, to be completely honest. Now it's up to me to control how I use the internet and how much I use the internet and things like that, because just like you said, I feel like most of us are pretty much addicted to the internet and social media, you know what I'm saying, in our own ways. But I appreciate the internet for its viral activism. Like, we don't have to go out and march and shit like we used to. We could just send off a tweet, and once those tweets get to a certain amount of tweets, it's just like, oh shit, we got a problem. Let's pull this shit. Let's not do this shit no more.
Like, even that is like different, because like the action, like, you can really be a social activist, but it still takes rubber meeting the road in a lot of instances. Like, yeah, you can send tweets and do all that, but like, that's like, I ain't gonna say it's partial activism. Well, it is. It's partial activism, because like, the action in doing something, like, you can say something and do something, and like, you can feel like you're an activist and saying like, cancel X, Y, and Z, right? You do that, you send your tweet, you do whatever. Then it's out of your mind. You really don't give a fuck. Versus like the people who are on the front line still, like, you know what I mean, that are right there taking those bullets and taking those hits and taking that. Like, I think social activism, again, it's just a gift and the curse. Like, so the flip side of it, I guess, is that like, you can act like you're so like, you know, power to the people, but then like, as soon as you put your phone down, like, fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just like, I don't know, like. But
I feel like the thing about that is, yes, it is people that like to bandwagon and things like that. However, a lot of these companies know where their bread and butter comes from. And it could work both ways. So if we say we don't like XYZ and you don't do nothing about it, what people need to understand, celebrities, companies, all that we decide what you get to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, the people. So if you have an overwhelming majority of people, whether they just bandwagon or whatever, say, nah, H&M, you need to pull this shit, or we boycotting fucking R. Kelly, or whatever the new cause is. I think that is great, because we're a generation of lazy motherfuckers. It doesn't matter. Like, if we didn't have the internet and we had to rely on activism of the past, your MLKs, happy birthday, Martin Luther King.
Happy birthday, Martin Luther King.
If we had to rely on that type of shit, half of these lazy motherfuckers would not get up.
Yeah, and that's for sure.
Period.
But I think, but again, kind of harping on that, saying it's just weaponizing certain shit, because you can cancel them. Like, you can, like, making an onslaught on somebody like a Kevin Hart, for example, or anybody for that matter. Like, you can just, it goes in waves, right? So like, boom, boom, boom. For a week straight, motherfuckers is hating on this and doing this and canceling that, but then that shit just fades, right? Like, so it just fades. Right?
Everybody I feel like it fades. I feel like
everybody
it fades
H&M,
only
but niggas
because
is in H&M like a motherfucker.
I definitely be in H&M, and I'm sorry.
That's what I'm saying.
I be scared. Look, every time I go to H&M, I be feeling bad, but I'm like, yo, I need a tea. But the thing about it is, like H&M did this thing because they are culturally clueless. They don't have the right people in the room, XYZ. Do I personally feel like H&M, and this is my personal opinion, do I feel like H&M purposely said, hey, let's call black people monkeys? No, I feel like it's the way that white people think that they're not even thinking that this could have an impact on this.
Yeah.
Like they're thinking about this shirt, but they're not thinking about, like I said, they don't have the right people in the room to do the checks and balances to say, black people might find this offensive. They're just rolling with the shits. You know what I'm saying? If I felt like H&M was constantly on a quest to down black people, black culture, whatever, I cut them out just like I've cut out other entities and entertainers and shit like that. So with my personal social activism, you know, I take it with like intent as well. Another example, y'all already know, I told y'all a million times, I work in compliance and ethics, right? So I work for a company that is predominantly white male. That's it. It's predominantly white male. And now they're starting to diversify the company. But I'm having conversations with these white males, and I don't feel like they have malicious intent with the shit that they're saying. But they're saying it because they don't have a connection to other shit. Mm-hmm. Like we're in a meeting. I'm the compliance and ethics manager of the entire company, right? I'm sitting in a meeting with a bunch of males and I'm like, hey, this is who I am. Just want to let y'all know who I am. I just came to introduce myself. This is what I do. Blah, 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 blah. So they know who I am, but I'm a cool motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So my whole goal with my job is to make you trust me and, you know what I'm saying, make you feel comfortable telling me the things that you probably wouldn't tell most people. It's like part corporate, part therapist. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I go in there and I'm talking to them and we having lunch and all this shit and they get a little too relaxed. And this one guy asked me a question and he goes, well, what if I'm talking to a woman and I touch her shoulder and she thinks that it's sexual harassment, but I really just talk with my hands? And someone yells across the room, hi, probably wouldn't be a woman. You'll be touching a man. Like, right? I'm just like, I'm looking like, God damn it. Like, y'all don't understand that that's not appropriate for the workplace. It's just that their brains are not connecting. And I'm not making excuses at all. I'm just saying with my personal social activism, it's just like when we said about Kevin Hart, what do we feel like? Cause we'll never know cause we're not that person or the company. What do we feel like their intentions were? Was it a misstep or are they actively targeting a certain group? And if they're actively targeting a certain group, I can't fuck with you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that. And I'm not saying give me a pass because I still be going to get teased and shit from H&M. Cause I be ducking like shit when I be in H&M. I'm just saying like, if I honestly felt like it was a malicious intent, I made processes a little better because I definitely boycotted H&M for like 3 months. But I think the other thing is, and I'm going to get off this subject cause we've been running long, but I honestly think that with the internet that we are privy to so much information that it's hard for us to stay on one topic because the next fucked up thing has happened. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like all lives matter. Like all things matter. You know what I'm saying? Like shit, we might be talking about police protests here, then we talking about H&M here, then we talking about Kanye West going against his own people here, and then we talking about R. Kelly here, and then we talking about and you know, just like you said, like sometimes we just skipping past shit because it's just too much.
It's just information overload, man.
Like it's information overload.
Fucking at capacity.
Facts. And I don't think that, you know, we necessarily want to be this culture of we only care about shit for a week. But back in the day, a news cycle was a long fucking time because we got information slowly. And nowadays, a news cycle is 24 hours. We on the next shit. We on the next fucked up thing. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's just crazy. But back to our original topic with Hove, do you feel like, we would feel differently if we find out Foxy Brown was actually 16 years old when Hove was fucking with her? Cause we all kind of believe that Hove fucked Foxy Brown. True or false?
I don't think so. He said on the Kingdom Come album, I never put my cock in the fox's box. So I'm gonna roll with that.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
He said that shit.
Look, Look, I'm on my R. Kelly fan shit now. Like, all right, that feeds me.
Right.
Like,
I mean, that's what the man
y'all
said.
know Hov my
I mean?
nigga.
Like,
I would be devastated. I ain't gonna lie. I would be devastated. Cause Hov just my nigga. And Hov is one of those niggas that I feel like, has evolved.
yeah, for sure.
And not that Hov was like this ultra sucky fucking nigga, but in his grown manness, he has definitely evolved into a different person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And him fucking with a 16-year-old fox. Hey, speaking of 16-year-olds, did you know, I think we talked about this via text or whatever. I thought it was crazy that the Lil' Kim, the iconic Lil' Kim pic that Lil' Kim got mad about Nicki Minaj doing, where it shows like her crotch and she got the lollipop or whatever.
Fox,
Lil' Kim got.
that to you, yeah.
She was only 16 when
17.
she took that pic.
She was 17.
She was 17?
Yeah.
Oh, I read 16 because
Yeah.
I went and did some research. It said 16. Either way, 16 or 17. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I
she
didn't
was on
know she
Ebro.
was
She
that
said
young.
she was 17.
Oh,
That's
word?
that's where it came from. Like, he was talking to her about the infamous pic and shit, and she said she was 17. She just did that shit like it wasn't like, you know what I mean, like somebody told her to. She just like squatted down and
Yeah, Lil' Kim seemed like I just squatted down type chick.
for sure.
You know what I mean? Like, put my pussy on here. That'd be good. You know what I mean? Shout out to Lil' Kim hardcore album, still a classic.
For sure.
Do we think Hov gonna speak out about this or?
Nah, probably not.
Do you think he should speak out about it?
I wouldn't.
I feel like if shit get too hot, he might need to speak out about it. Only because he has these daughters. And my whole thing about it is, if you wasn't with the shits, it shouldn't be hard for you to say I wasn't with the shits.
Yeah. I mean,
for something this serious.
Go back to his old album. I never put my cock in the fox's box.
But I'm saying, like, just fucking with R. Kelly and seeing 14-year-olds.
Oh,
because whether it's true facts that Hov did 2 albums with R. Kelly after all these allegations. And I can't remember another artist that rocked with R. Kelly as hard that is still relevant as Hov.
Yeah.
Like, for 2 whole projects.
Right.
Of course, there's people out here that got songs from R. Kelly and, you know, did collabs with R. Kelly, but like 2 whole albums. So I'm listening to Nas like, ain't no way you was in there for fucking 2 albums and you didn't see something go on unless R. Kelly was smart enough to be like, I'm not gonna bring this shit around Hov.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that's the case.
I'm hoping that's the case too. I don't got time.
Yeah. So with all of this, the Michael Jackson Leaving Neverland shit is going to debut at Sundance. And it's the Michael Jackson sex abuse doc that will air on HBO. And with all these sexual abuse allegation docs that are like in the works and shit, I hear is one for Harvey Weinstein, etc. And HBO is going to air it. Where do we stand personally on the Michael Jackson child abuse allegations?
I gotta see that shit, man. From what I mean, just from memory, I remember all the accusers or whatever, like the children that were saying that or claimed to be touched, like came out and said that they were coaxed into doing that shit by their parents and shit. So it was like ulterior motives from what I remember. So yeah. I don't know how much validity and how much, you know what I mean, stock I put into it, but you know, gotta see the documentary.
Yeah.
I guess.
Like me personally, I've always felt a way about Michael Jackson, but not enough to like cancel Michael Jackson because there just hasn't been enough proof there. But I definitely believe, I don't necessarily, based on the information that I know up until this point, I never necessarily felt like Michael Jackson had sex with children, but I don't necessarily feel like the relationships with these children were 100% kosher. Like, I don't know if there was fondling or like inappropriate touching. To me, R. Kelly just seemed like this asexual, right? Like, he didn't have sex with nobody, but he did have like this fondness for like children in a way that kind of gave me the creeps. But I don't know if this documentary is put together properly, like the R. Kelly documentary, and you find out like, oh shit, like this shit might be true. Would you stop listening to Michael Jackson music?
Yeah, I guess so. I should have been.
That sucks.
I know. I don't want to do it. I don't want to have to face the music on that. I just don't. That shit sucks. I'm gonna be honest. Like, if I gotta stop listening to Mike and R. Kelly in the same year, that shit would be trash.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Michael Jackson is one of the greats.
But he won't talk about rock with you and shit. Like, he won't talk about little kids and shit. Like,
so yeah, I'm glad you got on that.
Like,
go ahead.
Like, if it's still in context, like, he ain't talking about babies and shit. Like, he's just, I want to rock with you. Pretty Young PYT is fucking. But PYT was when he was black and he was still young, so he was a PYT himself. Like, he was a young nigga then. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't know. I'm gonna have to go through album line. Hey,
you gonna have to see how
I gotta get
they break it down.
Yeah, I gotta get an itemized receipt from Mike.
I'm with that. I love that.
Because Man in the Mirror and shit, I'm still listening to that. Like, fuck out of here. I don't know. Fuck that shit.
Yeah. And R. Kelly got you on the You Are Not Alone.
You are not alone. Yeah.
Yeah,
nigga,
man.
The Free Willy song and shit, I can't not, man. Fuck.
I think it's definitely a case-by-case basis, and we're going to have to see all of these abusers or alleged abusers on a case-by-case basis to see if we will denounce them. But I just want to say again, which I said on the last podcast, I don't give a fuck that these white men are not going down for their crimes as quickly as you want to or at all. That does not negate the fact that a black man did some shit. If you did some shit, I don't care what color you is. If you did some shit, you need to go down for your crimes.
Factory.
And it's up to us as the black community to protect our black girls and our black kids and our, anybody who's been abused, men, boys, whoever, anybody who's been
black,
abused.
Black, white, or other. Anybody abused, like a child should not be abused. So I don't give a fuck what
and no one should be abused.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? But definitely children cannot protect themselves. So I'm not on this bandwagon with y'all niggas who say, but what about this nigga? But what about that nigga? Nah, that shit don't fly. That nigga need to go down too. But if we have the capacity and the ability to take down the predators in our own neighborhood, we need to do that too. Ain't nobody exempt.
Right.
Ain't nobody exempt. And that's just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, with this whole surviving the aftermath of surviving R. Kelly, I think we probably pretty much on the same page, but is that lit or shit?
Shit, man.
Shit. All right. It's shit for me too. I ain't even have to answer that. Let's get on a lighter note. Murder Inc. Irv Gotti announced that Murder Inc. is getting a scripted TV series. The project will follow the development of the record label and also the legal drama that ensued about 13 years ago or so. You looking forward to that?
Yeah, hell yeah. I fuck with Murder Inc. That was, again, a part of my childhood, so I love
well, we gonna find out some shit that's crazy about Murder Inc.
Kind of going back to the last point. Listen, y'all, if y'all haven't had an opportunity to check out the Dame Dash and Nick Cannon shit, like, it was obviously hot takes towards the end talking about R. Kelly and fucking Foxy Brown, but it was an hour and 15 minutes. The whole hour before they got to the last part was fucking phenomenal. Dame Dash I fuck with Dame. A lot of people don't like his delivery, but he gave a lot of jewels, and it's crazy because he's been saying the same shit for the past 10 years, and people now are on this whole, like, get hip and get, you know what I mean? Like, owning shit and doing all that. So he was above the wave, and now everybody's like coming, things come back full circle. But it was a really dope interview. Nick Cannon's really intelligent, and that Cannon's Class shit is ill. But if you haven't had a chance, check that out. I think you would really like it. It's pretty empowering for me anyway. It was anyway. But in terms of Murder Inc., yes, that shit is fucking dope. I want to see all that shit. Like, I want to see all the drug use. I want to have all the shit. I want them to have talk that shit about 50 and stabbing his ass.
You think it's gonna be real? You think it's gonna be real or edited?
I think it should be real. Like,
if it's gonna be good, it should be real.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Because it's certain shit that we know about Murder Inc.
Yeah.
That, like, about the whole Superhead shit, them passing her around like a party favor.
All that shit.
Irv messing with Ashanti. The whole money laundering shit. Like, if they get into it could be good.
Yeah, they got a story for sure.
Master P announced that he signed a deal with Lion Gates for, like, the No Limit store. It's called the Ice Cream Man, something like that.
That's gonna be excellent.
I think that's gonna be dope. Do you think do you think that there are other like hip hop stories that should be told via like a Murder Inc. series, or do you like it better in like a Straight Outta Compton, like a movie, a straight shot type?
I think a series is dope because just as you're able to, you know, like put all of it, you ain't gonna really shortcut anything and give the full details of the stories. But I'm down for either one as long as they're well done. You know what I mean? Like I think Jermaine Dupri got a hell of a story. I think he should be able to tell his story.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of these niggas that have shaped and molded the culture for, you know, decades in, like, I think they should certainly, you know, like, I love to hear a Rough Rider story. Like, I'd love to hear a Cash Money story, like, all that shit. Like, the Cash Money story, kind of like you heard, like, Birdman's story was kind of ill. He had some shit that came out on, Apple.
Netflix or something?
Nah, it came out on Apple.
Yeah, it was Apple.
Yeah, it was on
Apple. You're right.
That was really dope. Future just put like a little hour joint out. That was pretty dope too. It was called Wizard, like WZRD is how it was pronounced, and it came out on Apple Music. I watched that shit over the weekend. That was pretty dope. It wasn't like all the way into his life, but it kind of shows like his evolution because his cousin is Rico Wade. Rico Wade is
a producer.
Yeah, Organized Noise, responsible for Outkast and the whole Dungeon family, like that whole shit. Like they used to make music in the basement of Rico, like, and this was post like being rich as fuck, and that was the Dungeon. Everybody would just go over there and they would do that. And so it shows Future's like ascension through the ranks and shit, and how he met Rico. Like they didn't even know that they were cousins. They met at somebody like a mutual family member's funeral and shit. Like it's crazy how shit be happening and shit. You know what I mean? Like Future was thugging, had just been shot and all that other shit, was making music. Rico went into a local gas station or some shit and like heard the nigga, like, you know, heard one of his tapes and shit. Was like, damn, who the fuck is that? 2 days later, they had a funeral. He like, oh, you my cousin. He's like, come to the crib. And then now you have Future. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, this shit is crazy how shit be, you know, happening or whatever. But I just like stories. Like I like to see like the development and the evolution of people.
I like to see how people came. I would love to see like a Rockefeller story. Like I want to get into that, like the real tea behind the breakup.
I mean, that shit broke up. That shit was Dame and like that shit was the shit they broke up is because of Aaliyah. Like for sure. Like they broke up.
And that's the word. Like I want to see it, even if it's some unauthorized shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? And they were talking about with the R. Kelly shit, not to backtrack on that too much, but they were like, the reason that Lifetime was able to do the shit because they fact checked enough where they feel like the shit that they're saying is true. Mm-hmm. And so R. Kelly would have to sue them trying to and have to get proof of how the shit is not true. Right. And R. Kelly is not about to bring more attention to himself by suing it. So if the shit, I would even take an unauthorized Rockefeller.
Dame in so many words said that shit, like with that Nick Cannon shit. Like I said, that's why y'all should check it out. But he was basically saying like how the nigga Jay used to do fuck shit behind his back. Like that, the historic moment of, I forgot, I think it was on, Backstage when Dame went in the office and was spazzing on everybody in Def Jam and all that shit. And it was like, y'all niggas having a meeting about my artist and it's my artist. Like, what do y'all think y'all can do?
I remember that story.
That shit? He was like 2 years, like several years later, niggas came to him and was like, you know, your man set that up, right? Like on the whole time, Hov was doing some backdoor shit. Like he was like, niggas ain't set that up without like Hov's knowledge. Like Hov set that meeting himself up and didn't include you purposely. So he was like, the nigga was doing mad snake shit behind my back. You know what I'm saying? He was like, and then the nigga wanted my girl. You know what I mean? Like he liked my girl, but it was my girl. You know what I mean? So like, you know, it's plenty of niggas in graves and plenty of relationships and shit behind women. You know what I'm saying? So that's where that shit stemmed from. Like that's why Rockefeller really broke up.
Yeah, I want to get the details on that. I really want to see that, you know, because I definitely hold Jay in a very high regard. And I love Jay not only for his musical ability, but for his business mind as well. You know, I know that, you know, it would take a lot for my personality to mesh with a Dame Dash personality. But that's taking away no props from what Dame is and what Dame was and how Dame shaped Rockefeller to be Rockefeller Records. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like sometimes you need a Dame Dash in the mix. But Dame was mad extra. Like that would annoy me. Like Dame, even before the Rockefeller breakup, I was like, yo, Dame mad extra. Like he just extra. Like he do too much. And for a personality that's kind of laid back, that's kind of chill, that's kind of, you know, private. And then you have this extra nigga. When Hov had a line said, when niggas only care about day glow. You know what I mean? Like, and it was kind of a shot at Dame or whatever. And it was just like, to me, I took it as, we do business differently.
Right.
And the way you doing business gonna fuck up my business. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about Dame is, Dame has held on to that personality. And I feel like, I do feel like people pick sides when the whole Dame Hove thing went down. You know what I'm saying? But then, like with Dame now, like if Dame was such this amazing businessman, he would be able to be a multi-millionaire on the Jay-Z level without the Jay-Z.
He is though.
You know
that's
what I'm saying?
Thing. Like that's what you got to watch the interview. But like he was like, dog, I've sold. You know how many companies I've sold? Like he's like, I make companies.
He sold, but he said he flip them.
Yeah, but yeah, that's the whole point. But you continue to sell. Like, I mean, Dame ain't no dummy. You don't think the nigga ain't got no bread? That nigga got a lot of money, man.
But it say his net worth is $2 million.
I don't. That celebrity net worth shit. I wouldn't take a whole lot of stock.
Bro,
I
don't think that. Like, I watch the growing up hip hops. I look at the shit with Dame Dash, and I know like you like niggas who talk that shit. You know what I'm saying? You get caught up in the niggas that's talking that shit, but all the receipts not going with this shit you talk.
They sold Rockefeller. The nigga made $50 million off that. He sold Rachel Roy. He made like another $60 million off that.
He done made a lot of business about. Do you think that Dame Dash would be crying about $1 million a nigga owe him? He like, I take that money and I flip it. You think a nigga be
that's
worried
mine.
about $1 million if you got $100 million?
Yeah.
So you think a celebrity net worth?
Have you ever had too much money?
So you think that celebrity net worth or any net worth, cause nobody is, I don't even feel like Dame has reported his net worth to be in the figures that you're talking about. Do you feel like it's that far off where Dame is saying Dame Dash has $2 million and he has $100 million? I
don't know what the man got. All I'm saying is, I think that he's more of a shrewd and savvy businessman than we give him credit for. And I know for a fact that he sold Rockaware for $40 million. And I don't think he pissed away $38 million. And
I don't think he pissed it away, but I think he definitely made a lot of business ventures that maybe didn't pan out. Like not everything that Dame Dash does pans out. I think that Dame is a savvy businessman, but unless he adjusts or tweak the way he does business, he's never going to be the Dame Dash that he used to be from a financial standpoint. That's just my opinion of the whole thing.
Yeah, I don't agree.
Like, I think he has a way more money than my ass.
I think he got way more money. But what I'm
saying,
he's got fucking, that nigga has art galleries. He got like his own studio. He got Dame Dash studio. That nigga got
you
mad
know
shit.
You can have shit and not make money on
yeah,
shit,
but that's
right?
what I'm saying. Like he's not liquid. He may not be liquid, but he still got like money tied up in certain things, so he can sell shit. That's my point. Like I don't know. I think that nigga got a whole lot of cheese. Personally, because he sold Rockefeller. He sold just three things alone: Rachel Roy, Rockefeller, Rockaware. Boom. Like that's 100 and some change right there.
Okay, so let's talk about R. Kelly. R. Kelly
he was dumb. He
a
didn't sign
whole
contracts.
lot of fucking money. But the thing about it is, R. Kelly has hits after hits after hits.
He don't own his
He got hits for other people. He got hits for other people. He do all that shit. But what I'm saying is, you can piss away money. You can make bad investments. You can do a lot of things that if you're dealing with high sums of money, you lose high sums of money. When you doing shit.
R. Kelly.
I'm not saying Dame Dash is in a soup kitchen.
That nigga can't even fucking read. So that's the reason he ain't got no money. He can't.
And
his
Dame Dash, I feel like, has not adjusted to the way that majority of the people do business. He still want to be on his Dame Dash shit. He's trying to tell you that if you have a boss, then you ain't shit. And it's a lot of people with bosses with motherfucking millions of dollars. Way more money than him. And they have a boss. And at the end of the day, everybody has some type of boss, whether it's the IRS or whatever. But someone's going to dictate how you move. And we just going to agree to disagree. But I definitely feel like Dame Dash, from a professional level, if he tweaked the way that he does business from a communication standpoint, he would be a lot richer than he is. That's just my opinion of Dame Dash. I'm not saying Dame Dash broke or in the soup kitchen. I'm just saying that I feel like he can make a lot more money if he evolved in his communication, how he does business. That's all I'm gonna say with that. So back to the Murder Inc. shit. The Murder Inc. Documentary. I think we both on the same page. We going with lit.
Yeah.
All right. Bet. Last but not least, I want to talk about, Travis Scott and Big Boy performing at the Super Bowl with Maroon 5. So Travis Scott has agreed to perform at the Super Bowl. But part of his, stipulations for, performing at the Super Bowl is that the NFL had to donate $500,000 to the Dream Corps. And that is a Van Jones founded organization that backs social justice efforts. How we feel about this?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's cool. I think, I don't necessarily, I support that. I mean, you got to make your bones. However, I'd be interested to see what type of performance he does. I think I definitely predict either him or Big Boy are going to have some ode to Colin Kaepernick. I definitely see Big Boy doing that just because I know what, how Big Boy, the foundation of Big Boy and Dungeon Family and all that shit. So, I'm anticipating that they make some, or especially Big Boy makes some revolutionary, stance at the Super Bowl. I'm pretty certain of it, but.
Yeah, I just feel like, I don't feel like I'm not really with it. I don't feel like, Travis Scott needs the Super Bowl exposure. I feel like where Travis Scott is in his career, as far as with the white kids, with the black kids, the under 25 crowd, I feel like Travis Scott is a pretty big name. I don't feel like he necessarily needs a Super Bowl performance. From my understanding, Jay and some other people have reached out to him to try to get him to turn it down. He still went forward with it. I'm sure his Kardashian, girlfriend and mother-in-law and all of those say, hey, you need to do it. I don't feel like Travis Scott is hurting for money where he needs this Super Bowl thing. I think that it was a nice gesture.
I don't think they pay you for the Super Bowl. They don't pay you for this shit.
Some people get paid, some people don't.
I think they just pay for the production.
Some people, do. So the Super Bowl tries to get certain performers to say, hey, we're not going to pay you. It's just going to be mad exposure because this is the most watched event of the year. And some people get paid. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But if he's not getting paid, that's even more reason not to do it, in my opinion. Like, I'm just the type of person, whereas, again, we're talking about somebody already with money. Yeah, I mean, we're talking about people with money already. We ain't talking about people that's living check to check and you might do some shit you wouldn't normally do for a check. You know what I'm saying? We talking about people with ample money, ample fame, ample all of these things. I don't necessarily think it's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? I think that it's in line with the whole Kardashian brainwashing and rebranding the same way they did with Kanye West. You know what I'm saying? And, Travis Scott just brought his daughter like a $2 million chair or some shit. Like, they be spending money on like dumb shit. So you don't need the money. You know what I'm saying? If you are getting paid, I think that, with them donating this $500,000, that's good to kind of ease your mind and help you sleep at night as to why you're doing this. But at the end of the day, $500,000 does not, in my opinion, and I am a person who boycotted the Super Bowl this year. I will not be watching the Super Bowl this year. It is in Atlanta, so I will be partying this year. It won't be for parties that are directly affiliated with the Super Bowl, like the Super Bowl gets money off of it, but I'm definitely gonna party just because it's gonna be a lit ass weekend in Atlanta. But as far as direct support of the Super Bowl, I'm not doing it. And I just feel like, you know what I'm saying, he did this to help him sleep at night. And I'm really, really interested to see what Big Boy is going to do.
Yeah.
Because whatever you do, it needs to be so fucking big and so fucking great that it pulls away from the fact that you're supporting an organization that flat out said, I don't give a fuck. And I'm not going to even let you protest your beliefs because of what your beliefs are. When you let Tim Tebow and all these other motherfuckers kneel when they fucking feel like it. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't about, for me, it ain't about we need to let Colin Kaepernick play for the NFL. I just feel like with the NFL taking their overall stance with the shit, it's just like, you don't give a fuck about us unless we got a fucking ball in our hand. Then when we got the ball in our hand, you gonna tell us what we can do. And I don't appreciate that. And I'm not fucking with it like at all. So I'll hear the next day or later about what happened. I'll probably see on social media what happened or this big stance that Travis or Big Boy took. And I hope that it's something magnificent. I really hope that it is. And y'all know y'all will hear about it on this podcast that Tuesday after the Super Bowl. But I'm not with it, but I my final thought is I just hope that it's something that was worth it. To me.
I can dig that.
Yeah, like if you don't give a fuck about your own self or your own people, your own family, I can't really fuck with it. Like I just can't. All money ain't good money, or all publicity ain't good publicity. So for you, Travis Scott and Big Boy performing at the Super Bowl is leadership.
It depends. We'll see. I'll give you my recap once it actually airs and what's done. But for now, I guess I'm kind of indifferent at this point until we see the end result.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's total shit. And I want to be proved wrong. Like, I really want to. Like, that's what I want. So, I want to be proved wrong, and I want to talk about this the Tuesday after the Super Bowl and be like, yo, that was what was up. And I have no problem doing that. So that's shit to me. You ready to get into Ain't Shit in 2 Cents?
Sure.
All right. Ain't Shit in 2 Cents is our listener letter segment where we give advice to listeners who clearly don't care about taking advice from people who drink a lot. And today I want to give a shout out to Naja T, who wrote us back. Thank you, because that's all I be begging y'all for. Like, let us know if our fucking advice helped y'all or anything. So you remember Naja TB? She was on the last episode and she talked about her boyfriend getting their daughter a Disney trip and trying to play it off as a trip for both of them. You know what I'm saying? So Naja T hit me back Sunday actually, and she says, thanks Fresh and B for reading my letter.
Sure, boo.
I was so hyped when a friend hit me and said y'all was reading my letter.
Hey.
I couldn't listen to the show until Saturday, so thank you very, very much. I wanted to update y'all. That's the least I could do. My boyfriend knew I was writing y'all because he listens to the podcast as well.
Hey, shout out to the
shout
boyfriend.
Out to all three of y'all
yeah.
for listening
All
to the
niggas.
podcast. I appreciate that. She said he listened to the podcast on Thursday, and on Friday he came home with a spa gift certificate, a Nike gift card
Changing
for my
lives.
workout clothes, right, and my favorite flowers. He apologized and said he didn't think the original gift through properly, and I apologized for reacting like a brat. Needless to say, I fucked his brains out that night. Thank y'all so much. Y'all so dope. And that was from Naja.
Yo, that's dope, man. Goddamn.
Hey, that's dope, Naja. That's dope, Naja. Like, no, yo, B, when I be talking to people who, like, I know in real life that listen to our podcast and they be telling me like shit we help them out with, I be like, word? Like,
yeah, I'm just trying to figure
crazy.
out my goddamn self. So
right.
thank y'all for trusting me
like,
to help
no.
y'all. Cause shit,
right.
I might need y'all. Y'all niggas need. I might need some assistance from y'all one day. But shout out to y'all for listening, and shout out.
They say we offer perspective, so thank y'all.
Yeah,
man.
you know what I mean.
Naja T.
Little, you know what I mean. Put a new lens on in this motherfucker. Get some LASIK. You know what I mean.
Hey, LASIK these thoughts and shit. So getting into the current letter, for this week, I picked this. We need some more letters too. I got like 5 in the jump. I need some more. But I picked this one specifically because of the title, and it was called Sugar Disguised as Salt. That was, and this was a long email. Shout out to Levi K. Sky. But I had to pare it down a little bit just so we could fit it for time, but it's still a little bit long. So work with me. He says, Levi K says, I have a homeboy that I've known for 10 years. We met at a call center I used to work at back in the day. Shout out to everybody who worked in the call center.
A movie coming up. I'm still gonna write that movie. Call center.
Call center will be a dope movie and very relevant.
Yeah.
I don't trust you if you if you had to either work fast food or a call center at some point in your life. I never worked fast food, but I definitely worked the call center.
I worked both of them bitches. Had a blast.
I wanted to work fast food, but I couldn't get hired at the one McDonald's near Howard. Y'all know where that joint there on Georgia Avenue. They wouldn't hire me, the one near Howard. I was in high school trying to get that job. But anyway, he said they met in the call center back in the day. He said we had a mutual group of friends that used to hang out. I stopped working at that place over 9 years ago, but me and a mutual group of friends are still cool. Myself along with that circle of friends always assumed that this homeboy was gay or bisexual. Although he has multiple failed heterosexual. That's crazy. Heterosexual.
That's a motherfucking that
Hannibal
nigga sound like
Lecter.
a serial killer.
You just eating dick.
Hannibal Lecter.
Hannibal Lecter. He said, although he has had multiple failed heterosexual relationships, he says they always end in some weird reason that he rarely disclosed. Some of the women that we have met out have or that knows him flat out says, oh, I thought you were gay. And he would always be offended. His retort will always be something like, oh, give me 20 minutes alone with you and I will show you how gay I am. Or, why I gotta be gay because I'm not a thug. I'll fuck the shit out of you.
He's delivered.
I lost he said, hold on, I lost my place in the letter. Oh, so then it says, there have been a few drunken nights where the drinks were too heavy and he couldn't control this charade. He would get overly touchy with random guys in the venues. I've even spotted him in duck-off spots trading information with guys. I've never said anything about it. I just let him be. He also makes frequent trips. This is funny to me. He always makes frequent random trips to Atlanta, but never says who or why he went. All of that is not the reason I need advice from the pod guys. He has a habit of being overly and unrealistically, my alcohol is kicked in, unrealistically masculine whenever he talks to me. It's just a lot. It could be face to face, by phone, or by text. And he will always bring up how he's looking for women, or he'll show me pics of women who allegedly sent him nudes. Please note that all of these women are super hot and way out of his league of all nationalities. He says the pics look very studio quality, not like a chick just sent you a nude because she just got out the shower. I feel as though he steals these pics from the internet. Normally I'll just indulge and say, oh, okay, cool, like whatever, even though I've never asked to see any of these pics. I purposely never bring up women because I find it annoying. The women that he has dated in real life looks nothing like these women that he shows me in the photos. The way he talks about women and two women in our friendship group is overly fake. A straight guy wouldn't say most of the things he says. In the 10 years I've known him, I've never met any of his friends or been to his house. I've asked why he never brings friends to the functions and he always shrugs it off. But there are numerous gay guys that I know that casually brings up his name that he has hung out with. I don't really care if he's gay or bisexual. It really doesn't matter to me because I've always thought he was gay and I never cared then and I really don't care now. What I really care about is that I really want him to stop volunteering lies and fabricating his life to me. It's annoying after 10 years and your patience gets short with their bullshit. I want to address him and say, bro, if you gay, it's cool. You still my homie, but I don't want to offend him. He's a cool guy, but these dramatic stories and lies has to stop. Stop volunteering me lies or I can't rock with you anymore because I'm just totally annoyed. There are a million things we can talk about outside of sex and women, and I would still be cool with you. What should I do?
Ooh. Oh, that was a doozy.
That was a doozy. And it was longer than this. I had to edit.
Shit. Yeah, just ask that nigga like, bro, is you gay? Like, I would just come out and ask him like, bro, if you gay, it's either what, like, and then maybe he might be struggling with his own sexuality because he's overcompensating and trying to do the whole like I ain't gay shit, but I'm gay as fuck. So like, help
all
me,
right,
save
I don't
me.
like men's no more.
Yeah, like save me, help me. I'm crying out for you type shit. Play that Mario. Crying out for you. That was a dope song. Well, yeah, I would just like ask him like, nigga, is you gay? Like, fuck, like,
is you gay?
Yeah, like
I mean, like, just like, is you gay, nigga?
You know what I mean? Like my gaydar is going off. It's been ringing off for the past 10 years, and I would just ask him like, you know, if you haven't been able to tell, I'm more of a blunt, straight to the chase type of nigga. So I would, if he was one of my homeboys and shit that I had like some, you know, I would have been asking way longer than 10 years ago. But yeah, just ask that nigga like, bro, is you gay or what's going on with you? Like, and then you could tell like, you know what I'm saying? Like, kind of preface it. And I don't even know if you want to preface it. Just be like, if you gay, because it seems like you're kind of gay. You know what I mean? Like,
you kind of gay.
It just seems like you kind of meet all the criteria for what somebody that, you know, is trying to hide themselves. And just live your truth, my nigga. Like, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna like, and I would tell them that too. Like, I ain't gonna, you know, shun you for being gay. Like, I'd actually welcome it that way. I know the real you. You know what I'm saying? And you ain't gotta like put this facade up and shit. You know what I mean? So that's my advice.
No, I'm with you 1000%. I think that the title "Sugar Disguised as Salt"
great title.
Wow, that was great. That was a bar. Yeah, but I'm with B. Like I'm with B on this one. Like because I have had one or two homeboys in this particular situation, and I'm like, yo, don't beat me over the head because I don't really give a shit. Like, I don't give a shit about, like, you're hyper masculine. You're overcompensating, just what B said, trying to show me that you're something that I'm not even asking you about. You know what I'm saying? And my whole thing about lies is I feel like you should only lie when it benefits you or when you're backed into a corner and you don't have anywhere to go and you feel like you gotta lie. I'm not saying that it makes it right, but I can understand it a little bit more. When people volunteer lies to me, that burns my biscuits. I hate that shit, bro. Like, I didn't ask you shit about this. Right. Like, why are you coming to me with a lie for no fucking reason? You know what I'm saying? And I feel like you should just ask him and be like, look, and just be genuine with him and just be like, look, over the years, this is how it's been, blah, 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 blah. You know, and put him on notice that you've noticed certain things. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So he can't just lie about it. You know what I'm saying? Just be like, look, are you gay? If so, I just want you to know that I don't have a problem with that. I'm comfortable with that. You don't even have to disclose who you fucking with, male, female, or whomever. But with you putting on this facade and coming to me with information that I personally believe is false, I feel like you disrespected me in our friendship because you don't have to provide this information to me because I never asked you about this information. Right. You know what I'm saying? And so when you're texting me or you're coming at me like, oh, where the bitch is at? Oh, I just did such and such with this bitch. Let me send you a picture. And it looked like Kim Kardashian with her head cut off. Like, no, bro. Like, no, like that's dumb. You know what I mean? So I just say put him in a comfortable space and say that and then take it from there. If you feel like he's super lying to you, and I get it because I'm old and my fucking patience is fucking short as a bitch. I don't have a lot of energy for a lot of shit these days. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, dog, like if you can't be honest with me, then I would say this. If you can't be honest with me about this, and he says, no, I'm not gay, whatever. Be like, all right, well, personally, I feel uncomfortable with your conversations about women. So I personally would like us to not talk about that.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I don't like the way that you talk to him. And I had this one guy, like, I had this one friend and he was mad. Like, he was so gay. Like, it was just like, I don't know if you saw that video of, Andrew Caldwell, and he'll be like, oh yeah, I like women now, you know, because I like my girlfriend now and my thing actually gets hard. Like nigga, I don't want to hear that. Yeah, like, no, crazy, like you faking, your shit don't get hard, my nigga. Like, stop it. Your shit don't get hard, but it's okay. Like, and I don't have to know this information about you. That's not a prerequisite for our friendship. Right. So that's my advice. Be any further advice before we wrap this up?
That was it, man. Just flat out ask that nigga, man.
Yeah, just ask him. Yeah, just ask him and give him the comfort of you're going to be his friend. And if you still feel like he lying to you, you can either stop fucking with him because he's a liar. But it do sound like he's struggling with some shit within himself. But you also have the right to say, I don't want to talk about this subject with you.
Or just bring like a male stripper over there and shit and see what the nigga do.
Put a dick on his shoulder and see how I feel.
Are you getting horny?
Do I make you horny?
Set a mousetrap for that
Austin
nigga.
Power, that
Set a
nigga.
nigga dick trap.
The honey trap. All right, Levi K. Hit us back like Niger T did and let us know. Shout out to Levi and Niger T for writing in. And if y'all need some advice, hit us up. Because we good at this. We changing lives. We out here. Dr. Bill, because I'm with it for 2019. I practiced enough to know there's Dr. Bill on the mic.
And the H is silent.
And Dr. Fresh on the mic.
Forget not.
The H is silent.
Dr. Phil actually got a dope podcast that I heard the other day. That shit was pretty ill.
Oh, what he talk about? The same shit he talk about on the show?
Actually, it was like that nigga was cussing like shit. It was actually interesting. It's like he had Shaq on there. Like he was interviewing Shaq, like, because he has random celebrity friends on there. And he was just talking about, like, you know, asking Shaq about, like, his, you know, his childhood and shit. And, like, they was cussing like shit. That shit was dope. It was actually really good.
Word?
Yeah, it was actually.
What's the name of it?
I don't know. Dr. Phil something. I can't remember.
Dr. Phil with the smoke.
That's
the name of the podcast.
I forgot. Oh, no. It's, Fill Me Out or some shit. Or, like, Fill Me In. Some shit like that. Like, it's a play on his name, but I forgot.
Filmatic. All right.
It's a dope one. Shit. But, yeah.
I would listen to something like that.
Yeah, shit was dope. Let me see what the name is.
We're going to get into our last
Fill
segment.
in the blanks. That's the name of it. Sorry.
Oh, fill in the blanks? All right, because that's way less perverted than the shit you was talking about. Fill on my booty.
Fill me up.
Oh, shit. Oh, we're going to get into free smoke. And shout out to the new listeners who don't know what free smoke is. And shout out to the faithful listeners. Free smoke is where we talk about any hot button personal issue. And it could be anything from politics to petty. And we've been running a little long. My goal for 2019, which I'm not succeeding, is to get the time of the show down. But I can't do that. I'm failing. But I still have time. But I want to talk about
24 weeks.
Right. Facts. You stupid. Today's topics is the internet dilemmas. So basically what I wanted to talk about today was discussions that have been happening around the internet, in regards to the things that are happening on the internet and kind of get our opinions on, certain
crazy
things.
That I just mentioned that. That shit is weird.
What do you say?
I said it.
Really? Yeah.
It's fucking crazy. Go ahead.
Dr. Bill has intuitiveness. What's the shit when you call it when you psychic?
ESPN.
ESP. Yes. I was gonna say PTSD.
Yeah,
that's
crazy.
something totally different.
Yes. You know.
But you know, it's been a lot of discussions going on. I think I mentioned it briefly on the podcast last week about people and their opinions surrounding like the R. Kelly thing and all of that. People supporting R. Kelly or taking a strong stance on R. Kelly, in favor of, or people who support like Trump or et cetera. Just these extreme topics where I personally don't feel like it's something that you can be on the fence about. It's either you with it or you not. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things has a lot of gray, but some things are just black and white, in my opinion. My question to you, and what the dilemmas are around the net, what I've been seeing on the internet and in the comments and things like that, could you still be friends with someone who strongly supports or does not support something that you feel very passionate about? Could you still be friends with them? Or if they engage in a lifestyle that you don't necessarily support?
I think it's kind of a case-by-case scenario. Like I have some near and dear people to my heart that are still listening to R. Kelly's music, and they support the whole, like, you know, like they understand that he's a fucking piece of shit, but they're still like, they still listen to his music. I express my opinion and they be like, that's cool, but I'm about to play this music. You know what I'm saying? I don't necessarily support it, but I'm not going to like cancel them because I know the wholeness of that person. You know what I mean? Like I know that this motherfucker ain't no terrible person. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, it's just, but like if it's a person that just continuously it's just fucked up, and then they have these same beliefs, like, you know what I mean, then I definitely would remove myself, because we don't have the same, you know what I mean, the same views and perspective. But you don't have to have the same views and perspective of everybody. Yeah. I don't want that, because I want to have varying opinions and shit like that, because I don't want to have, you know, just some vanilla ass shit. But so I guess the answer to the question is yes, I can. You know, we can just agree to disagree on certain things, and you know, when they're supporting things that I don't support, I don't necessarily have to kick it with them, and you know, we can just move on. Yeah. So,
could you support somebody who has been in jail for something like what R. Kelly did?
Nah,
like
I couldn't fuck with him.
Messing with kids or family, like whatever.
Nah, I can't fuck with him.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
That's
with
just me
you.
personally. I have certain lines in the sand that I just can't cross. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. I think we're pretty much aligned in our opinions on this, because now I'm not gonna lie, like as far as like social media and shit like that is concerned, if you have opinions on shit that I just feel like is grossly opposite. Yeah. And I'm saying like things that impact people. Like my whole thing about a lot of things is if everyone is of age and consenting, then do your thing. You know what I'm saying? But especially in this R. Kelly situation, I have unfollowed a few people.
Oh yeah.
And don't get it twisted. Like these aren't people that are like in my immediate family. But they are people like, if I saw them in the street, I'll still be like, oh, hey, what's up? And keep it moving. But as far as me having to see your opinion on my timeline where you're basically villainizing, the victims, and again with that whole, oh, these girls out here fast shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that statement bothers me so much. One, because you are the adult. So it doesn't matter what a fucking 14-year-old tries to do with you or throw themselves at you or whatever it may be. But also think deeper than that. Why is this little girl fast? What happened to this little girl to make her have this label of being fast?
Right.
Is it because she sees a over-sexualized, society? Is it because she's been touched herself? Like, what would make your 14-year-old try to throw some pussy at a 27-year-old man? You know what I'm saying? Or is it because her family has relied on her so much because of maybe a musical talent that she has or whatever? Because I know parents who have kids that are talented, whether it's in sports or music or whatever, and they bank on that child. Like that child is basically their way out. Yeah. And so they put everything into this child. Think about how many celebrities that you know, and they tell their story and they be like, yo, my family packed up their whole life and moved to LA, moved to Atlanta, moved to New York so that I could become such and such and such. That's a pressure. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like, to me, it's like, think about what's behind a fast 14-year-old. A fast 14-year-old does not become a fast 14-year-old on her own.
Yep.
So, you know, I can't take you seriously as an adult who says, oh, but these kids is fast. That's the difference between adults and children. Your brain is not formed where you can make rational decisions or make the right decisions. You are the sum of your experiences. So, back to circling the square, I feel like there are people that I definitely have cut off by way of social media just because their opinion was so strong. And they send the happy birthdays to R. Kelly all down my timeline. Oh, I ain't fucking with that. Or those people who are very adamant about, oh, y'all trying to villainize R. Kelly and what about Harvey Weinstein and all these other motherfuckers? I can't fuck with you on that. You know what I'm saying? And I have the right to control what I see, especially when it comes to social media. So yes, I will cut you off. If you're family, I will still cut you off. I've cut niggas off for just posting too many fucking selfies as far as social media is concerned. You know what I mean? But back to what you were saying, if it was some shit that you've actually participated in yourself, where I feel like there was unconsenting or unwilling individuals, I have no problems with cutting you off. My mom kind of comes from the school of family is family. My whole thing about family is family. Family to me is not necessarily blood. Family to me is about that relationship and who looking out for each other. And anybody can have sex with anybody and make a motherfucking cousin.
For sure.
Or make a motherfucking uncle or make a motherfucking auntie or whatever, that don't necessarily make you a good person.
And family
Yeah. So I go by that school, and anybody who threatens my peace of mind, I can't really fuck with it. Rihanna. So Rihanna is suing her father. And they have like a tumultuous relationship. She's suing her father allegedly for starting an entertainment business and kind of using her as a way to lure clients in.
Yeah.
And also using the Fenty name for this business. And, Rihanna is basically copyrighted Fenty, and that's their names. You know what I'm saying? My question around this is two-part. It's, does Rihanna's father have the right to, one of the facts is he is in fact Rihanna's father. You know what I mean? So that doesn't take away. And can he use Fenty when technically that is his name? Like, what do you think?
His name is Fenty? That's where that stems from?
His last name is Fenty. Yeah.
Oh, I never knew that. Shit.
His last name is Fenty.
Oh, I never knew that. Nah, man. Like, let your little girl rock. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I got a little girl. If she blows up, like, I'm not going to, like, try to do some side shit. Like, I'm pretty sure that she would probably give him whatever he needs or help him do whatever he needs. You know what I mean? Incorporation wise and get him incorporated. I wouldn't. Fuck shit is fuck shit, man. You know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't do any sideways shit especially to your children. So,
would you sue a parent?
Hell yeah.
You said that without question. I thought you was about to go into some thoughtful diatribe about the shit. You was like, hell.
My mama be doing some weirdo shit anyway, and I'd be wanting to sue her ass now.
Hey, that's crazy. I think that now, if I'm Rihanna's father, I can't help the fact that I'm Rihanna's father. Now, if I'm going out here saying like, hey, come work with me because I work with Rihanna, that's a totally different thing.
Right.
But if my name is, I forget his name, but if my name is Ronald Fenty, and I feel like, yes, I should be able to use my own fucking name. You know what I'm saying? Like, now it's different if he's using like the logos and the colorways and shit like that Rihanna has, gotten licenses for and things like that. But you can't take away my name, you know what I'm saying? But I'm with you 100%. Listen, where I stand, if you do some fuck shit to me that I find disrespectful, I don't give a fuck who you are. Like, I really don't. Like, I really don't give a fuck who you are. Anybody can get it. Because at a certain point in time, you don't give a fuck about me. Why I gotta give a fuck about you? You know what I'm saying? That don't mean I'm not gonna stop loving you or whatever the case may be, but business is business. And once you disrespect me, like I've told y'all many times, I'm big on respect. Like, we don't have to be friends. We don't have to be whatever, but we gonna respect each other. And I feel like as adults, you could be parents, you could be uncles, aunts, grandma, granddaddy, whatever. A mutual respect has to happen here. So I would definitely sue a parent. Next subject. We recently found out that popular pastor John Gray had an affair on his wife. He wanted to commit suicide, XYZ. And he's trying to get it back together. My question is, as far as dilemmas around the net, it is, would you seek the services of someone who cannot live up to the qualifications of the job? I.e., like a pastor who can't walk the word that he's preaching, a marriage counselor who has never been married, a financial planner with bad credit. Like, could you seek the services of someone who can't live up to their job qualifications?
Yeah. In terms of, like, as far as a pastor or somebody seeking spiritual guidance, yeah. I mean, because we're all flawed and we're all human. We all make mistakes. Now, again, it goes back to the same thing. If you continuously do the same thing over and over and over, then no, I can't. You probably aren't the best judge of character, or you're not the best, you don't make the best decisions. But if you fuck up and you wear it, you own it, and you continue to move on, then absolutely, we can definitely talk, because you have the knowledge in order to see the error in your ways. If you had terrible credit and now you're a financial advisor, and your credit is reestablished, and you're making sound business moves.
But what if it's still bad?
Nah, I can't fuck with that. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if it goes to your forget the word, but it basically goes to your fucking, I won't say credit for the lack of a better term, but it just kind of goes to your your principles and your practices and shit. So if you're continuing to do the same thing, then I can't necessarily rock with it. But I listened to a homeless man to see how he became homeless. You know what I'm saying? Like what?
But you're not gonna listen to a homeless man in regards to how to make money.
It's true, but I'll still take. So I mean, it's just you kind of gotta filter what what you're looking for. But yeah, I would seek the advice. It just depends on like if they're continuing to do those same habits that got them to that point. Then yeah, you know what I mean? I think I would in certain aspects, obviously.
Yeah. I feel a couple ways about this. I feel like you said, we're all flawed, right? So I could deal with a pastor who preaches that. I don't feel like John Gray is necessarily that guy. John Gray is kind of like a high and mighty type guy. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, with religion, there is a lot of judgment, especially in Christianity and things like that. So they judge you for the shit that you do. And then when they do it, it's like, oh shit. A lot of people like to say, oh, we're flawed and we make mistakes. I don't feel like an affair is a mistake. An affair is a decision. A mistake is you went out, you hung out with your boys, you got fucked up, and you accidentally had sex with a chick once. Yeah. An affair is a planned thing. You had to scheme and plot and plan repeatedly in order to make this work. That's a decision. That's not a mistake. So you plotted and planned to cheat on your wife. And this is my opinion about the only reason. The only reason you probably feel bad about the shit because of the profession that you're in is going to ruin your reputation. If you were just a Joe Blow accountant or whatever, you'll just work this shit out with your wife, blah, 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 blah. But you know this is going to impact your bottom line and your credibility. So that's why you're suicidal. That's why you're on this, because you know you preach this word of this, and that, and you can't walk the walk. And I don't feel like John Gray is any different from any man. That's why personally, I kind of feel like, and this is just me, I feel like religion is antiquated. I feel like spirituality and having a relationship with God is definitely what's up. That's where I'm at with it. But having a set of rules that tells you how to relate to your God and having a principal person that you seek to tell you exactly how to have your relationship with God, I'm not really with that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just not really with that. I feel like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like these men and women are being held to a standard that no one is God. Everyone is flawed. Everyone is human, and nobody is perfect. So I can't have a person telling me what I need to do and they're not even doing it. And a lot of these new pastors and these popular pastors and preachers and mega church owners and your Joel Osteens and your Grays and your Jakes and your all of this, like this is a job. I'm not saying they wasn't called on by God, but would you do it if you wasn't making no money off of it is my whole thing. You know what I'm saying? So I have to think of like the motives behind someone. And me personally, I'll go to someone's church and I'll listen to their preacher and I'll do all that. And these different preachers, and pastors, et cetera, bishops, et cetera, they have different things that they preach. But I personally like the more real motherfuckers. You know what I mean? That'd be like, look, this what happened last week and this how I got through it versus, oh, you did this sin. Shame on you. Da, 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 da. So it is a case by case basis, but I wouldn't go to a financial planner with bad credit. Sure. If you had it and you got out of it and that's where your wisdom comes from, sure, I'm with it. Am I going to listen to an Ayala Vanzette that has no credentials to do what the fuck she do? No, the fuck I'm not. Am I going to listen to a marriage counselor that has never been married? No, the fuck I'm not, because you got to be in that shit in order to understand that shit. Right. You can't just go to school, read some books, and now I'm anointed by God. Now I am a marriage counselor. Now I am a life coach. Like, how am I going to go to you be a life coach and your shit fucked up? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, that shit crazy to me. But, last but not least, this is another conversation that has been around the web. Would you stay with your partner if you proposed and they said no?
I heard that on Joe Budden podcast. I didn't know that was the thing that was going on, but
yeah,
matter of fact, yeah, because Maul asked Joe because he had experience with that shit. That shit was funny.
Oh yeah, Joe did.
Yeah, that shit was funny.
Joe did get turned down. That shit probably wasn't
but,
real.
Joe crazy as fuck, so that shit was an interesting answer. But yeah, I mean, I guess it kind of just depends on, like, I guess their reasoning behind not saying no. Like, if they want to just continue to, like, work on it, like, because I would respect them saying, like, no, I don't want to necessarily be with you. I mean, I don't want to, like, get engaged right now because some things that we need to work on, and then we can go to marriage counseling X, Y, Z. Like, if it was kind of like a plan, or, you know what I mean, it's like some stipulations behind it. But if it's just like no, flat out no, and just like, then it would warrant a conversation. Like, well, why? You know what I'm saying? Like, why not? And then, then you get into the meat and potatoes of it all. But yeah, I mean, it just depends. Like, I think so, depending on, the reason for the no. But if it's just like, nah, I can't fuck with you, I don't want to be with you at all, then obviously it's over. But if it's a reason behind you saying no, let's try to work it out, because clearly I'm in this for the long haul. And want to see why you're not, and how can we get there, or can we get there? If we can't, then that's cool too.
True. Right. Nah, I feel like in order for anyone, and I've never proposed, or I've never been proposed to in an official way, but I feel like two people should pretty much be on the same page if they want to get married to each other. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's weird for you to just propose out of the blue, where y'all ain't had conversations about us getting married and our life together and our future and shit like that. So for a person to say no, I feel like a lot of times, especially when men propose, they're trying to get themselves out of something, and they think that's the only way that is going to remedy the situation by proposing. Fun fact, if you were a shithole before you got married, you're going to be a shithole after you get married. A piece of paper is not going to change that. You have to actually do work. Like, you have to do work. And I would recommend, because I've had friends who have been married and now are not because they thought that, them getting married would fix things. That doesn't fix things. That just makes it so that you have to pay a lot of money to get it undone, to break up. And I've also had friends who have dealt with married men who were not married when they first started messing with each other, and they married their wives, and they were still messing around with friends after they got married. So that didn't change anything. But yeah, I think that if you propose, you should definitely be on the same page. But I think that if they say no, I definitely don't think that it should be over, because I'm sure there are some outliers, but if a person says no, I'm sure you probably knew that before you proposed. You were probably just trying to put them in between a rock and a hard place. And you're probably the type of nigga or female that proposed in a public place, so you could put them under pressure to say yes. Right. Like a Joe Budden, now that you bring up Joe Budden. But yeah, so that's my opinion on that. And that's for, dilemmas around the web. I want to thank y'all for listening to the show. Hi, new listeners. Thank you so much for our faithful listeners. Sure. Make sure you subscribe to the show. Y'all know where we at. The Ain't Shit Show, X with an I with B, on social media. And we're on Twitter and IG and Facebook. And we're streaming on all your platforms, your YouTube, your Spotify, your iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts. Leave reviews wherever you can. Make sure, if your site says follow, if it says subscribe, whatever, so that you can be, notified. I know iHeart, sends an email, when there's a new show available, but, more often than not, we record every week. So get up with us, man. And, shout us out and tell a friend to tell a friend. And y'all know that we like to end this podcast with a quote. And today's quote is, quit letting who you were talk you out of who you want to become. And until next week, I want y'all to be great. And that's for Conda Forever. Tell them Bobby.
Bye, niggas.
Holla.